Listen carefully. This is not just another message. This is a prophecy, a divine alarm echoing through the heavens. You did not stumble upon this by accident. This moment was orchestrated by forces beyond your comprehension. If you choose to ignore it, you risk missing the most pivotal shift of your existence. The world stands at the edge of the unseen, teetering on the brink of something powerful, something irreversible. The air is charged with energy, the universe is stirring, and the battle between light and darkness is intensifying. And you are at the very center of it. March 15th is not just another date on the calendar. It is a threshold, a gateway, a cosmic intersection where the spiritual realm collides with your reality. This day holds an energy so powerful, so transformative, that it has the potential to shift your entire destiny. If you have been feeling an unshakable urgency, a restlessness in your soul, understand that it is not your imagination. It is the call of the divine. This is your awakening, a direct transmission from the heavens. Only those who are truly chosen will understand its magnitude. There is a stirring in the air, an invisible shift rippling beneath the surface of reality. It is subtle yet undeniable, a tension pressing against your spirit, an unease that refuses to be silenced. Something is changing, something profound and irreversible, and deep within, you can sense it. This is not imagination. This is not a coincidence. This is the call of destiny, reaching out to those who are ready to listen. Life has not been easy for you. The trials you have faced would have shattered others, but you are still standing. You have walked through storms that left you bruised and weary, endured seasons of isolation, betrayal, and misunderstanding. You have been pushed to the edges, forced into battles you never sought, attacked by unseen forces that sought to extinguish your light. And yet, here you are, stronger, wiser, rising. There is a reason for this. You were never meant to blend in. From the moment you took your first breath, you were set apart, chosen for something greater. The struggles you have endured were never random. They were forging you, preparing you for a moment such as this. The world may have tried to convince you that you are ordinary, that your dreams were too big, your visions too impossible. But deep in your soul, you have always known the truth. You were never meant to live in the shadows. You carry within you something that darkness fears, a power, a light, an unshakable force waiting to be unleashed. And now, that power is awakening. March 15th is no ordinary day, and you are no ordinary being. You have been called, chosen, and positioned for a purpose far greater than you can yet comprehend. Every hardship, every delay, every loss has led you to this very moment. The question is no longer whether you are meant for something greater. The question is whether you will answer the call. The signs are all around you. The path is unfolding, but only those who have the eyes to see and the courage to step forward will embrace their destiny. The choice is yours. The battle has already begun. Forces unseen are shifting, moving, colliding in ways most cannot perceive. But you feel it. The tension, the weight pressing against your spirit, the sense that something profound is unfolding just beyond the veil of ordinary life. This is not a passing moment. This is not a mere coincidence. This is the confirmation you have been seeking. If you have been waiting for a sign, this is it. If you have been searching for an answer, this is your confirmation. The forces of darkness are well aware of what is coming, and they are afraid. That is why your battles have intensified. That is why the opposition has felt relentless. The enemy does not strike those who are weak, those who pose no threat. It targets the ones who carry light, the ones who are destined to awaken, the ones who will break chains and shift realities. That is why you have faced resistance. That is why fear has tried to creep in, whispering lies, making you question your purpose. But hear this truth. The darkness would not fight so hard if it were not terrified of what you are about to become. March 15th is a spiritual threshold, a defining moment, a test that will separate the awakened from the asleep, the bold from the hesitant, the chosen from the lost. Those who remain blind will walk past it without realizing its significance. Those who are consumed by distractions, weighed down by fear and doubt, will stay trapped in darkness. But those who are truly awake, those who have felt the call deep within their souls, will recognize the signs. They will understand that this is the moment to step fully into their power. There is no more time for hesitation, no more room for doubt. The battle is reaching its climax, and every force of light and darkness is watching to see who will rise. You are not here by accident. You were placed in this moment, in this time, for a reason. You were meant to stand. You were meant to fight. You were meant to awaken. So the choice is now before you. Will you allow fear to keep you bound, or will you step forward, fully embracing the destiny that has been waiting for you? Will you let the distractions of the world lull you back into complacency, or will you recognize that this is the moment you were made for? The days before March 15th are not ordinary. They carry a weight, a meaning, a purpose that only those who are truly attuned will recognize. The universe is speaking, shifting, aligning, preparing those who are ready to receive. Every moment leading up to this day is significant, and if you are paying attention, you will see the signs unfolding before you. Pay close attention. Your dreams will hold meaning. What may seem like random images or fleeting thoughts will, in truth, be messages encoded with divine wisdom. You may awaken with a lingering sense that you were shown something important, something beyond the veil of your conscious mind. Write them down, reflect on them. They are not mere illusions. They are glimpses of a greater truth. You will feel sudden energy shifts, waves of intensity washing over you, moments of deep clarity followed by moments of restlessness. This is not by accident. The unseen forces are moving, realigning, making way for what is to come. You may feel a heightened awareness, a sensitivity to the people around you, the places you visit, the conversations you engage in. Trust these feelings. They are guiding you. People will unexpectedly enter and exit your life. Some will come as messengers, bringing insights, revelations, and confirmations you were not expecting. Others will leave, their presence no longer aligned with where you are headed. Do not resist this. Relationships that no longer serve your growth will naturally dissolve, while those who are meant to walk with you into this new chapter will be drawn closer. Synchronicities will appear, patterns, repeated numbers, symbols that seem to follow you wherever you go. You may overhear a conversation that speaks directly to your situation. A passage in a book may feel as though it was written just for you. Divine whispers will echo through the ordinary, waiting for you to notice. Nothing will be random. Every interaction, every shift in energy, every fleeting thought will carry meaning. The universe is speaking. God is guiding. The path is unfolding before you. But the question remains, will you listen? If this message is stirring something deep within you, if a fire has ignited in your soul as you read these words, it is because your spirit already knows the truth. This is not the time for doubt. This is not the time for hesitation. You have been prepared for this moment. You have been called to be awake, aware, and ready. Step away from distractions. Silence the noise of the world and tune in to the higher frequencies that are guiding you. The signs are there. The messages are clear. March 15th is a spiritual marker, a moment where divine forces align to awaken and transform those who are ready. This is a day of revelation, of instruction, of undeniable transformation. It is a crossroads where the physical and the spiritual meet, where destinies shift, and where the chosen ones are called to step into their true power. On this day, the veil between the seen and the unseen will be thinner than ever. If your heart and spirit are open, if you are aligned with divine purpose, you will feel the shift. You may experience heightened intuition, moments of deep clarity where the confusion of the past suddenly dissolves. Prophetic dreams may come, revealing messages that guide you toward your next steps. Synchronicities will become undeniable. Patterns, numbers, and symbols will appear in ways that feel too perfect to be mere coincidence. Truths that have long been hidden will come to light. The answers you have been seeking, the mysteries that have eluded you will begin to unfold. But understand this, not all revelations will be easy. Some may shake you, challenge your perceptions, or force you to confront realities you had once avoided. Do not resist them. These moments of awakening are necessary for your elevation. Transformation requires letting go. As you stand at this spiritual crossroads, you must be willing to release the old in order to embrace what is coming. Holding onto outdated beliefs, unhealthy attachments, or past fears will only delay the shift that is meant for you. Trust the process. Trust that what is being revealed is for your highest good. March 15th is a day that will redefine everything. It is not just about witnessing the change. It is about embracing it, stepping forward with unwavering faith, and aligning yourself with the divine plan that has been waiting for you. This is your moment of awakening. Will you be ready? Every great blessing is preceded by a test. Every breakthrough is born out of battle. This is not just a belief. It is a divine law, an unshakable spiritual principle that has been true since the beginning of time. Those who are called to something greater must first prove they are ready to receive it. Lately, the weight of trials has been heavy upon you. You have felt the relentless pressure, the spiritual attacks, the unexpected challenges that seem to come from every direction. At times, you may have even wondered, why is everything in my life falling apart just when I am so close to my purpose? But hear this truth. This is not a setback. It is preparation. What feels like resistance is, in reality, the final test before your elevation. March 15th is a pivotal moment in your journey, a crossroads where your destiny begins to take shape. But before you can step into the fullness of what has been prepared for you, you must first walk through the fire of testing. Your relationships will be tested. People you once trusted may reveal their true colors. Some may turn away from you, while others may try to pull you back into old patterns. Do not cling to those who cannot walk with you into this new season. Let them go. Your faith will be tested. Doors that once seemed wide open may suddenly close. Opportunities you were certain of may slip away. But understand this, a delay is not a denial. Sometimes what appears to be rejection is divine redirection. Trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by. Your patience will be tested. Answers may not come as quickly as you desire, and the waiting may feel unbearable. But this waiting is not wasted time. It is the refining process, the moment where your endurance is strengthened, where your spirit is fortified for what is to come. The reason everything feels chaotic, the reason you are facing resistance, is because the enemy knows exactly how close you are to something big. It is afraid of what happens when you step fully into your power. It wants to distract you, discourage you, and make you believe that you are not ready. But the truth is, you have already been prepared. Every trial, every hardship, every tear has shaped you into the person who can handle what is coming. So stand firm. Hold your ground. Do not let fear convince you to turn back now. The test before the blessing is the final threshold, the last step before you step into what is truly yours. March 15th marks a turning point, a moment of great separation, a shift so profound that many will not be prepared for it. This is the moment where the past and the future collide, where you are called to make a choice. Cling to what no longer serves you, or step boldly into what is meant for you. A divine shift is happening, and with it comes a demand. You cannot carry dead weight into your destiny. You cannot hold on to the people, habits, and mindsets that no longer align with your purpose and still expect to rise. Growth requires sacrifice, and elevation demands release. Many of you have already sensed this coming. The friendships that once felt comforting now drain your energy. Conversations that once entertained you now feel hollow. The places and routines that once felt safe now suffocate you. This is not a coincidence. This is divine intervention. The universe is rearranging, restructuring, making space for what is truly meant for you. But some of you are resisting. You feel the pull to move forward, yet fear keeps you clinging to the familiar. You hesitate to let go because you do not know what lies ahead. But hear this. Holding on to what is dying will only delay what is coming alive. The longer you resist, the more painful the process will become. Let them go. Let go of the relationships that drain you, the doubts that cripple you, the version of yourself that was built on survival. That version of you has served its purpose. But now, you are not in survival mode anymore. You are in ascension mode. The universe is making it clear. What is meant for you will remain, and what is not will be removed. Do not chase. Do not force. Do not beg to hold on to what is slipping away. Trust that this separation is sacred. Trust that what is coming is far greater than what is being left behind. March 15th will divide those who are willing to embrace the new from those who are too afraid to let go of the old. The question now is not whether the shift is happening. The question is, will you allow yourself to rise, or will you cling to what is already fading away? This moment is no longer just a warning. It is a decision. You stand at the threshold of transformation, a crossroads where your choice will define the path ahead. There are only two options before you. Awaken, step into your destiny, and claim the purpose for which you were created, or allow fear and doubt to pull you back into the shadows of hesitation and regret. Deep down, you already know the truth. You have felt it stirring in your heart, whispering in your spirit. You have seen the signs, the patterns woven into your life. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of uncertainty was not random. It was preparation. The trials you endured were never meant to break you, but to shape you. You were not abandoned. You were being refined. And now, the moment has arrived. The call is clear. March 15th will not wait. Destiny will not wait. The time for hesitation is over. The world is shifting, and you were born for such a time as this. So the final question remains. Are you ready? Not just to dream, not just to hope, but to take action, to rise, to embrace the power that has been placed within you, and to step fully into the life that is waiting for you. If you hear this message and it resonates, then let this be your sign. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this is just the beginning. The journey is unfolding, and you are meant to be part of it. This is your moment. Rise, step into your power. The time is now. Dear Chosen One, if you are watching this, it is not by chance. You have been led here, guided by a force greater than yourself, because your life is about to change in ways you never imagined. The struggles, the sleepless nights, the unanswered prayers, all of it has been preparing you for this very moment. You are on the brink of a divine transformation where you will step into unlimited abundance, prosperity, and joy. God is calling His chosen ones to rise, to leave behind limitations, and to embrace a destiny far greater than they ever dreamed possible. You have worked tirelessly, yet something inside you whispers that you were meant for more. That whisper is not your imagination. It is God's voice telling you it is time. Today, I bring you a message of faith, transformation, and supernatural provision. You are about to step into a millionaire destiny, not through endless toil, but through divine favor. Your struggles are ending, and your breakthrough is beginning. So, open your heart, clear your mind, and prepare yourself, because your life will never be the same after this. For far too long, you have found yourself caught in a cycle of working tirelessly with little to show for it. You have given your time, energy, and passion to jobs that fail to recognize your worth, draining your spirit rather than fulfilling your purpose. You have watched others rise to success while you remain stuck, wondering if your breakthrough will ever come. Society has taught you that financial security is only achieved through relentless effort, that wealth is reserved for the select few who sacrifice everything to attain it. But let me tell you something. This is not the life you are meant to live. God did not place you on this earth merely to struggle, to work endlessly just to make ends meet and to live a life of limitation. You were created for something greater. You are not here to be overlooked, undervalued, or bound by financial hardship. Your purpose is not to serve those who fail to see your value. Your purpose is to lead, to create, and to prosper. That deep desire within you for more freedom, more abundance, more impact, is not greed. It is God's calling, reminding you that you were made for a life beyond struggle. Now is the time to break free. Break free from the chains of financial hardship that have kept you trapped. Free yourself from the jobs that deplete your soul and keep you from stepping into your true calling. Free yourself from the belief that wealth and success belong to others, but not to you. You are just as worthy of abundance as anyone else. The struggle is not your destiny, prosperity is. The world may tell you that success only comes through backbreaking labor and endless sacrifice. But God's plan is different. His favor does not come through exhaustion, it comes through faith. When God chooses to bless you, no man, no system, and no circumstance can stand in the way. The shift in your life is already in motion. Your breakthrough is coming, and when it arrives, nothing will be able to stop it. So, lift your head high. You were never meant to settle. You were never meant to live in lack. God has already written abundance into your story. Now, all that is left is for you to step forward in faith and claim the life He has been preparing for you. The struggle ends here. Your time is now. Imagine waking up each day knowing that money is no longer a source of stress. Imagine a life where your bank account is overflowing, where your dreams are no longer distant possibilities but tangible realities, and where your heart is at peace, knowing that you are fully provided for. This is not just wishful thinking. This is your destiny. The financial transformation that is coming to you is not an ordinary change. It is not just an increase in your paycheck, a sudden promotion, or a lucky break. This is a divine shift. The windows of heaven are opening, and God is preparing to pour out blessings so great that you will not have room to contain them. This is not wealth that comes through struggle or mere human effort. This is supernatural provision, flowing effortlessly into your life beyond anything you have ever imagined. What this abundance looks like in your life, a financial overflow. The days of living paycheck to paycheck are over. You will have more than enough to provide for yourself, more than enough to bless others, and more than enough to live without financial worry. Opportunities knocking at your door. The right doors will open for you at the right time. You won't have to force success. It will come to you naturally. The right career moves, the best investments, and the most profitable ventures will align in your favor. Divine connections. God will place people in your life who will help you rise higher. Mentors, business partners, and influential individuals will be drawn to you, guiding you toward greater wealth and success. An elevated lifestyle. No more settling for less than you deserve. You will live in abundance, comfort, and joy. Your home, your environment, and your experiences will reflect the blessings God has poured into your life. And here is the most powerful truth. When God blesses you, it is not temporary. This wealth will not come and go like fleeting riches. It will be permanent, limitless, and generational. The abundance He is about to release into your life is not just for you. It is meant to bless your family, uplift your community, and leave a lasting impact for generations to come. There may have been moments when you felt forgotten, when you cried out to God wondering if He even heard you. He did. Every tear, every hardship, every rejection, none of it went unnoticed. The silent battles you fought, the sacrifices you made, and the nights you spent wondering when your breakthrough would come were never in vain. God has seen it all, and through it, He has been preparing something far greater than you could ever imagine. For too long you have been overlooked, underestimated, and dismissed. You have watched as others moved ahead while you remained stuck, wondering if your time would ever come. But the tables are turning. Those who once doubted you will soon be astonished by the heights you will reach. The people who ignored your potential will witness your rise, not because of mere luck, but because of God's divine plan unfolding in your life. God is about to silence your critics, not with words, but with undeniable success. Your journey, the struggles, the setbacks, the disappointments will become a powerful testimony of what is possible when faith aligns with divine timing. Your story will inspire many, proving that no hardship is permanent and that God's promises always come to pass. What this transformation means for you. The people who once dismissed you will now seek your wisdom and guidance. Those who mocked your struggles will admire your success. The pain, frustration, and rejection of the past will be replaced with overwhelming joy and victory. You will no longer chase after money. Money will chase after you. The financial breakthrough you are stepping into will not only transform your personal circumstances, but will also serve as a public testament to God's power. You will be a living example of what happens when faith is unshakable, when patience is unwavering, and when God's favor is upon a person's life. Your struggles were never meant to break you. They were meant to build you into the person who is now ready to receive an overflow of blessings. Get ready. Your testimony is about to change lives. Faith is the key that unlocks the doors to supernatural abundance. It is not enough to hope for prosperity. You must believe it is already yours. If you truly know that God has chosen you for wealth and success, then it is time to start acting like it. Walk in confidence, speak in faith, and live in expectation. Do not let fear hold you back. Do not allow doubt to creep in and make you question whether you are worthy of the blessings that are coming your way. You are. The only thing standing between you and your breakthrough is your belief in it. So, stop hesitating. Stop shrinking back. Declare boldly, "My time has come." God's blessings are already flowing towards you. Your only job is to receive. The resources, opportunities, and connections that will elevate you to the next level are already aligning in your favor. You do not need to chase after them anxiously. Instead, trust that they are on their way. Stop worrying about how it will happen. Trust that it will. Stop doubting whether you deserve it. You do. Stop waiting for permission. God has already given it. When you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance, everything around you begins to change. The universe responds to what you believe and expect. If you expect struggle, struggle will come. But if you expect prosperity, if you truly believe that financial success is yours, then money, opportunities, and success will flow into your life effortlessly. Faith is not passive, it is powerful. It does not wait for evidence, it creates the evidence. When you trust fully in God's plan, you remove every barrier standing between you and your destiny. The doors are already open, the blessings are already moving. Now is the time to step forward and claim what is rightfully yours. Your millionaire transformation is already in motion. The shift has begun, and doors are opening in ways you cannot yet see. Now, your responsibility is to prepare yourself to receive the wealth that is coming. Many people pray for abundance but remain stuck in a mindset of scarcity, unknowingly blocking the very blessings they desire. You must align yourself mentally, spiritually, and practically with the overflow that is on its way. Aligning with wealth begins with a shift in mindset. Instead of seeing yourself as someone waiting for financial breakthrough, start thinking and acting like someone who already possesses abundance. Wealth is not merely a distant hope. It is something you expect, claim, and walk in daily. By envisioning yourself as financially free, living in abundance, and making an impact, you align your thoughts with the reality of prosperity. Your words play a crucial role in shaping your financial future. What you declare over your life determines what manifests. Every day, speak prosperity into existence. I am chosen for abundance. Money flows to me effortlessly. God's blessings are chasing me down. When you affirm wealth, you activate it. Speak as if it is already yours, because in the spiritual realm, it is. However, true abundance requires releasing scarcity thinking. Fear of losing money, hesitation to invest, or reluctance to take bold steps can keep you trapped in lack. Wealth is not limited, nor is God's provision ever exhausted. The more you give freely, invest wisely, and take courageous action, the more you open yourself to financial overflow. Operating with an abundance mindset invites prosperity to flow effortlessly into your life. Equally important is being ready to receive. Financial breakthroughs often come suddenly, but if you are not prepared, you may hesitate and miss them. Stay open, stay aware, and step into new opportunities without fear. The blessing you have been praying for could arrive at any moment. Be in position to embrace it. Above all, stay in faith. Even when circumstances seem uncertain, trust that God is working behind the scenes. Delays are not denials, they are divine alignments, preparing you for something greater. Patience and unwavering belief in the promise of abundance will attract the wealth you seek. What you expect is what you will receive, so expect greatness, walk boldly in faith, and claim the prosperity that is already yours. Expect wealth, expect success, expect miracles. Your financial breakthrough is not a matter of if, but when, and when it comes, you will be ready to receive it. Your millionaire destiny is waiting. Step into it with confidence. The wealth that is coming into your life is not just for personal gain, it is a divine assignment. God is not only blessing you with financial abundance, He is entrusting you with a greater purpose. This wealth is meant to flow through you, not just to you. It is a tool to create change, uplift others, and leave a legacy that extends far beyond your lifetime. Your financial breakthrough is not just about comfort and luxury, it is about impact. With this wealth, you will have the ability to help those in need, to be a source of provision for those who are struggling. You will be able to support causes that matter, investing in ministries, charities, and initiatives that bring light and hope into the world. You will create opportunities for others, opening doors for those who never had the resources or the guidance to reach their potential. And above all, you will leave a lasting legacy, one that will inspire and bless generations to come. This is bigger than money. It is about stepping fully into your divine calling. The wealth you receive is not just about what you can acquire, but about what you can give, build, and transform. True prosperity is not measured by how much you keep, but by how much you are able to bless others. So as you prepare for the financial overflow that is coming, remember the purpose behind it. You are not just being elevated, you are being positioned to elevate others. Walk boldly in this new season, knowing that your abundance is a divine tool to make a lasting difference in the world. Chosen one, your life is about to change forever. The struggle is ending. The breakthrough is here. The wealth is flowing. You are stepping into a life of abundance, power, and supernatural provision. Do not fear it. Do not resist it. Do not delay it. Receive it. Walk in it. Own it. This is your season of overflow. The world is about to see what happens when a chosen one steps into their divine destiny. Your journey is just beginning, and the best is yet to come. Subscribe now and turn on notifications so you never miss these life-changing messages. Together, we will continue unveiling the deeper truths that God has for His chosen ones. May His guidance, favor, and wisdom be with you always. You were never meant to blend in, you were meant to rise. Chosen ones, what I am about to reveal may surprise you. It may even shake you to your core. Deep within, you have always felt different, as if there was something special about you that others couldn't understand. If you are watching this video, know this: it is not a coincidence. You are here for a reason. Your childhood was anything but ordinary. There were moments, signs, and experiences that carried a divine message, even if you didn't recognize them at the time. You were chosen from the very beginning, marked for a purpose far greater than you could have imagined. This video will help you remember what has been hidden from you and awaken you to your true identity. So, I urge you, watch this video until the end. What I am about to share will open your eyes and bring a spiritual awakening that will change your life forever. Before we begin, I need you to do 3 things. Number 1, like this video, so more chosen ones can find it. Number 2. Subscribe to our channel. Let's grow this community to 30,000 strong. Number 3. Comment 99. This number carries powerful energy that will magnify this message. If you are truly chosen, you will feel it in your soul. This message was meant for you. Now, let us embark on this journey together to uncover your divine purpose. From the moment you were born, you were different. The signs were there, subtle, yet powerful. The world may not have noticed, but God did. He set you apart, marking you for something greater, something far beyond the ordinary. While others lived without questioning, you always felt there was more. More to life, more to your existence, more to the world around you. Even as a child, you may have felt out of place, as if you didn't quite belong. While other children played and laughed without a care, you were drawn to deeper thoughts. Perhaps you sat quietly, observing the world, trying to understand things beyond what others could see. Maybe you questioned life in ways that even adults struggled to answer. You may have often asked yourself, why am I here? What is my true purpose? Why do I think differently than everyone else? At times, this difference may have made you feel lonely, like no one truly understood you. But let me tell you this, it was never a weakness. That feeling of being different, of being set apart, was a divine sign. It was God's way of showing you that you were meant for something greater. Ephesians 1:4 tells us, "For he chose us in Christ before the foundation of the world. In his love he predestined us to be holy and without blemish." From the very start, God placed his hand upon you, guiding your steps even when you didn't realize it. Those moments of isolation were preparation, not punishment. They shaped you, molded you, and set you on a path toward your higher calling. Looking back, you may see now that those times when you felt different, when you felt like an outsider, were actually moments of divine positioning. God was aligning your spirit with his purpose, whispering to your soul that you were meant for more. So do not see your past as a burden. See it as a blessing. You were never meant to fit in. You were chosen to stand out. And now the time has come for you to embrace your divine purpose and step fully into the calling that has been upon your life since the very beginning. Number 1. You always felt different. While others fit in easily, you often felt like an outsider. You saw the world differently, thought differently, and questioned things that others never even considered. While many were content with surface-level conversations and simple pleasures, you were drawn to deeper truths. Your mind was always searching, always seeking something more, because it was divinely guided. You may have struggled to connect with peers, not because you lacked social skills, but because your thoughts and spirit were always focused on something bigger. Even from a young age, you found yourself contemplating the meaning of life, the mysteries of the universe, and the presence of God. While others were preoccupied with temporary things, you were drawn to truth, wisdom, and spiritual matters. At times, this difference may have felt lonely. You may have wondered, why don't I think like everyone else? Why do I feel so different? But let me tell you this, your uniqueness was never an accident. It was a calling. Jeremiah 29:11 reassures us, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." God created you to stand out, not to blend in. The way your mind works, the way your heart feels, the way your spirit longs for something greater, it's all part of his divine design. You were set apart for a reason. Embrace your uniqueness, because it is the key to your purpose. The world needs people like you, those who see beyond the ordinary, who ask the deeper questions, and who seek the truth that leads to God. Number 2. You had a strong sense of empathy. From childhood, you felt deeply for others. You could sense when someone was hurting, even when they said nothing at all. Their pain weighed on your heart as if it were your own, and their happiness lifted your spirit as if you were the one experiencing it. This was not just sensitivity or a personality trait. It was a divine gift, a reflection of God's love working through you. Empathy is one of the clearest signs of a chosen one. It means that God has entrusted you with the ability to heal, to comfort, and to guide others toward Him. While the world may see empathy as a burden, in God's eyes, it is a calling. He placed this gift in you so that you could bear the burdens of others, not as a weight to crush you, but as a mission to bring light and love to those who need it most. Galatians 6:2 reminds us, "Bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ." Your ability to feel deeply is not a flaw. It is a sign that God has called you to serve. Perhaps you found yourself drawn to those who are struggling, offering a listening ear, a kind word, or silent support. Maybe you've wondered why you care so much when others seem indifferent. It's because you were chosen to be different. Your compassion was never weakness. It was your strength. It is the evidence of God's hand upon your life, shaping you into someone who reflects His love. Do not run from it. Embrace it. The world needs more hearts like yours. Number 3. You had deep, meaningful dreams. God speaks to His chosen ones in many ways, and one of the most powerful is through dreams. Have you ever had a dream so vivid, so intense, that it felt more real than anything else? Have you ever dreamt of something, only to see it unfold in real life days, weeks, or even years later? If so, know this: these were not coincidences. They were divine messages, carefully placed in your heart by God Himself. In Matthew 1:20-21, we see a powerful example of this. But while he thought about these things, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, "Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife, for what is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will give birth to a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins." Just as God spoke to Joseph, guiding him toward his divine purpose, He still speaks to His chosen ones today. Some dreams bring warnings, preparing you for what's ahead. Others bring clarity, giving you peace in times of uncertainty. Some may even reveal glimpses of the future, awakening you to a deeper spiritual understanding. If you have ever had a dream that stayed with you, one that whispered a truth into your soul, one that felt like more than just imagination, know that it was not random. It was God communicating with you, reminding you that He is guiding your steps. Pay attention to these moments. Pray for understanding. God is revealing something important to you. Are you listening? Number 4. You experienced divine protection. Think back. Have there been moments in your life where danger was near, yet somehow you were spared? Times when a situation should have ended badly, yet everything turned around in ways you couldn't explain? Have you ever looked back at a moment in your past and realized that you shouldn't have made it through, but you did? These moments were not coincidences. They were not luck. They were divine intervention. Psalm 34:7 reminds us, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear Him, and He delivers them." This means that God has been watching over you from the very beginning. You were never truly alone, even when you felt lost. His hand was always upon you, protecting you in ways you didn't even realize at the time. Perhaps there were days when you wondered, "How did I get through that?" The answer is simple. God was with you. The enemy may have tried to bring harm into your life, but God's protection was greater. Every time you were saved from unseen danger, every time an opportunity opened when it should have closed, every time you found strength when you should have been broken, those were signs that God was watching over you. Even in the darkest times, even when you doubted, even when you felt abandoned, He never left you. His angels were encamped around you, shielding you from harm. And now, as you step into your divine calling, know this: the same God who protected you then is still with you now. Number 5. You had an unexplainable connection to God. From a young age, you felt drawn to God. Maybe you couldn't explain it, but deep inside, you knew He was real. It was as if His presence surrounded you, guiding you in ways you didn't fully understand. While others went about their lives without thinking much about faith, you felt something deeper, a longing, a connection, an unshakable awareness that there was more to this world than what the eyes could see. At times, you may have felt an urge to pray, even when you didn't know why. Perhaps you found yourself talking to God in moments of uncertainty, seeking His presence when you were alone. And when you did, you experienced a peace that went beyond understanding, a calm assurance that no matter what happened, He was with you. Jeremiah 29:12-13 tells us, "You will call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will hear you. You will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart." This means your desire for God was never random. It was a divine relationship, one that had been with you since childhood. That connection has always been there, a quiet but powerful presence in your life. It was God's way of reminding you that you were never alone, that He had a purpose for you, and that He was calling you closer to Him. Now it is time to embrace that calling, to nurture that relationship, and to walk confidently in the purpose He has set before you. Everything you have experienced, your loneliness, your deep thoughts, your sensitivity, your vivid dreams, and your unshakable connection to God was never random. Every moment of doubt, every unanswered question, every feeling of being different was not a mistake. It was preparation. James 1:2-4 reminds us, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing." This means that nothing you have endured was in vain. Every trial strengthened you. Every tear watered the seeds of wisdom in your soul, and every hardship refined you like gold in the fire. Your struggles were never meant to break you. They were meant to build you. The pain you felt was shaping you. The moments of rejection were setting you apart. The challenges were molding you into the person God designed you to be. What once seemed like obstacles were actually stepping stones leading you closer to your divine purpose. Now the question is, will you embrace it? Will you allow everything you have endured to fuel your faith, to step forward with confidence, knowing that you were chosen for something greater? The time has come to walk boldly into the life God has prepared for you. Your journey was never meant to end in struggle. It was always meant to lead to victory. Now that you understand the truth, the question is, what will you do with it? Knowing that you are chosen is not just about awareness, it is about action. God did not set you apart without a reason. He did not place this calling upon your life for it to remain dormant. He chose you to be a light in the darkness, a messenger of His love, and a vessel for His divine purpose. You are here to make a difference, to bring hope where there is despair, and to shine in a world that desperately needs God's presence. John 15:16 declares, "You did not choose me, but I chose you, and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." This means your calling is not temporary or insignificant. It is eternal. You were chosen to bear fruit, to impact lives, to spread truth, to walk in faith, and to bring others closer to God. This is not just a privilege, it is a responsibility. Now, it is time to step into your divine purpose. No more doubting, no more waiting. The same God who called you will equip you. He will guide you, strengthen you, and lead you toward everything He has prepared for you. The world needs the gifts He has placed inside you. Will you answer the call? Will you rise and walk in the purpose for which you were created? The choice is yours. But remember, you were chosen for such a time as this. If this message has resonated with you, if you recognize these signs in your own life, know this: you are not alone. Many others just like you are awakening to their true purpose. You are part of a greater plan, a divine movement unfolding before our eyes. So, take this message to heart. Embrace it, live it, and share it with those who need to hear it. You were chosen for something extraordinary, something beyond what you can imagine. Now is the time to step forward in faith and claim the purpose that God has placed upon your life. If you are ready to walk in your divine calling, type 99 in the comments. Let this be your declaration of faith and alignment with God's plan. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for answering the call. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a message meant for you. Together, we are stronger. Together, we will fulfill our purpose. Have you ever paused to wonder why cats seem so drawn to certain people? Why they choose their companions with an almost supernatural precision? It's as if they see beyond the physical world, sensing something hidden from ordinary human perception. Could it be that they recognize a deeper energy, a vibration that aligns with their own mystical nature? More than just pets, cats are spiritual guardians, silent watchers of the unseen, and protectors of those walking a divine path. If you've ever felt an inexplicable connection with these mysterious creatures, it may not be mere coincidence. It may be a sign of your elevated spiritual energy. In this video, we will uncover the incredible role cats play in the lives of those with a special purpose. We'll explore why they are drawn to individuals with heightened vibrations, how they balance and protect energy, and why their presence in your life is far more significant than you may realize. Have you ever had an unforgettable experience with a cat, one that felt more like fate than chance? Share your story in the comments below. And if you resonate with this message, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights on the spiritual mysteries that shape our lives. Turn on notifications, leave a like, and let's unravel this fascinating mystery together. Cats possess an extraordinary sensitivity to the world around them. Have you ever noticed how they seem to predict events before any visible signs appear? This is not simply a heightened awareness. It's an innate connection to energies that exist beyond human understanding. Unlike other animals, cats don't just react to physical stimuli. They detect shifts in the unseen realms, sensing vibrations in the environment and within individuals. When you feel anxious, sad, or uncertain, your cat knows. They pick up on the energy you emit, responding not just with affection, but with a deep, knowing presence. Now, imagine how much more profound their awareness becomes when they encounter someone with a unique spiritual light, someone who carries the energy of a chosen one. To cats, your aura is like a beacon in the darkness, an unmistakable frequency that stands out among the rest. They do not choose their human companions randomly. Instead, they gravitate toward those who vibrate at higher frequencies, those whose energy aligns with their own. And once they choose you, they become your guardian, balancing and harmonizing the energies within you and around you. Have you ever noticed a cat rubbing against you when you're feeling unwell or emotionally drained? Or perhaps you've seen them curl up exactly where you experience discomfort, whether it's a headache, stomach pain, or an overwhelming sense of fatigue. This behavior is far more than simple affection. It is a profound act of energetic healing. Cats have an extraordinary ability to detect subtle shifts in energy. When they rub against you, they are not merely seeking attention or marking their territory, they are engaging in a process of energy transfer. By doing so, they absorb negativity, neutralize stagnant vibrations, and help realign your energetic field, restoring balance to your body and spirit. This innate ability makes them natural healers, silently working to stabilize your well-being. Beyond their interactions with people, cats also play a significant role in harmonizing the energy of a space. Have you ever noticed your cat frequently resting in a specific corner of a room, on a piece of furniture, or near an object with deep sentimental or spiritual value? These choices are not random. Cats are naturally drawn to areas where energy is either highly concentrated or in need of purification. They instinctively gravitate toward these spaces, absorbing excess energy, dispelling negativity, and ensuring that the environment remains balanced. For those who possess heightened spiritual sensitivity, this connection is even more profound. Cats act as silent sentinels, watching over your energy, shielding you from unseen forces, and providing an anchor to keep you grounded. Their presence is a subtle yet powerful reminder that you are never alone in your spiritual journey. Your feline guardian is always by your side, working in ways beyond human comprehension to protect and nurture your energy. Have you ever locked eyes with a cat and felt as though they were looking deep into your soul? Unlike other animals, cats don't just observe, they see. Their gaze is piercing, almost otherworldly, as if they are perceiving something beyond your physical form, something hidden within the layers of your energy and essence. It is in these moments that you may realize a truth long overlooked. Cats recognize the unseen. Unlike dogs who eagerly express affection toward nearly everyone, cats are selective in forming deep connections. They do not bond with just anyone. Rather, they reserve their trust and companionship for those who align with their own unique frequency. Their nature is discerning, and their attachment is never random. Instead, it is guided by something beyond the physical, a resonance, a recognition of spiritual kinship. This is why so many spiritually awakened individuals find themselves drawn to cats, and why cats, in turn, are mysteriously drawn to them. It is a silent acknowledgement, a deep unspoken understanding that goes beyond words. The energy of a chosen one stands out, shining like a beacon in the unseen realms. And cats, with their heightened perception, gravitate toward it naturally. When a cat chooses you, it is not just a casual bond. It is an alignment of souls. They do more than offer companionship. They attune themselves to your vibration, mirroring your energy, adjusting their own frequency to match yours. This creates a profound spiritual bond, a mutual exchange that strengthens both of you. Over time, this connection deepens, allowing the cat to act as both a guide and a guardian, subtly enhancing your journey and helping you navigate the mysteries of the unseen world. Have you ever noticed that during life's most difficult or transformative moments, your cat becomes unusually present? Whether you're going through emotional turmoil, experiencing stress, or navigating a major transition, your feline companion seems to sense it. Without any words, without being asked, they stay close, watching over you with quiet attentiveness. It's as if they instinctively know when you need them most, offering their presence as a silent but powerful form of support. This is because cats act as natural energy filters, constantly sensing and interacting with the unseen vibrations around them. As a chosen one, your heightened spiritual energy attracts both light and darkness, positive forces that guide you and challenges that test you. Your aura radiates brightly, but with that brilliance comes an increased sensitivity to external energies, some uplifting, others draining. Cats serve as guardians of energy, silently absorbing, neutralizing, and balancing the energetic field surrounding you. If you've ever noticed your cat following you more than usual, positioning itself near you during meditation, or curling up beside you when you feel exhausted, understand that this is no coincidence. They are actively working to stabilize your energy, shielding you from disruptions that could throw you off your path. It's also common to see cats staring into seemingly empty spaces or tracking something invisible with their eyes. This isn't random behavior. It's their ability to perceive the spiritual realm just as clearly as the physical one. They detect presences, entities, and energy shifts beyond human comprehension. Often, they act as barriers between you and unseen influences, ensuring that nothing interferes with your spiritual journey. With a cat by your side, you are never alone. They are your silent sentinels, always watching, always protecting. Cats do not just protect you, they protect the entire space you inhabit. Their presence in your home is more than companionship. It is a form of energetic guardianship, a silent but powerful force that maintains balance and harmony. Have you ever noticed how the atmosphere in your home feels lighter and more peaceful when a cat is present? It's as if their very existence transforms the energy of a space, turning an ordinary house into a sanctuary of peace and protection. Unlike other animals, cats are highly sensitive to spiritual frequencies, and they instinctively work to keep their environment energetically clean. One of the most fascinating aspects of a cat's behavior is how they select specific spots in the home, places they return to repeatedly, often without any apparent reason. To the untrained eye, it may seem like they are simply choosing comfortable places to rest, but in reality, these locations are often energetic hotspots, areas where energy accumulates, flows, or even stagnates. By lying in these spots, cats act as filters, absorbing, transmuting, and redistributing energy to maintain balance. Have you ever seen your cat suddenly relocate from one sleeping spot to another? Or perhaps they seem to prefer resting near a doorway, in a quiet corner, or even next to objects that hold sentimental or spiritual significance? These choices are never random. Cats sense energy shifts and instinctively position themselves where their presence is needed most. Beyond their ability to harmonize a space, cats possess another incredible gift of healing: their purring. This sound, often associated with contentment, is much more than a simple expression of comfort. It is a healing frequency, a vibration that soothes not only their own bodies, but also those of the people around them. Scientific studies have even shown that a cat's purr operates at frequencies between 25 and 150 Hz, which are known to promote healing, reduce stress, and even aid in physical recovery. When a cat purrs near you, it's not just an affectionate gesture, it's an energetic transmission, a way of raising your vibration and helping you restore your own inner balance. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or physically drained, a purring cat can act as a natural form of energy healing, grounding you, calming your nervous system, and offering silent reassurance that everything is as it should be. In essence, cats do more than simply share your space. They elevate and protect it. Their presence creates a shield of harmony, ensuring that your home remains a place of refuge, healing, and spiritual alignment. Whether they are lying in a strategic location, purring beside you, or simply watching over the energy that flows through your home, these mystical felines are guardians of unseen forces, ever present, ever protective, and deeply connected to the energy of those they choose to share their lives with. There is something almost otherworldly about the way cats move through life. They glide effortlessly through the world, exuding a quiet wisdom, as if they are in constant connection with something beyond what our eyes can see. Their presence feels ancient, their gaze filled with knowing, their behaviors often seeming to hint at truths beyond the tangible. They are not merely animals, they are messengers of the unseen, subtle guides who help us align with our higher purpose. Those who walk a spiritual path often feel a profound connection with cats, sensing that these creatures are far more aware of the invisible realms than we are. It is no coincidence that throughout history, in cultures across the world, cats have been revered as symbols of mystery, protection, and divine insight. Many spiritually awakened individuals have noticed peculiar behaviors in their cats, especially during moments of deep introspection. Have you ever been meditating, lost in thought, or experiencing a moment of heightened awareness, only to look up and see your cat staring at you with piercing intensity? Have they ever led you to a particular place in your home, drawn your attention to an object, or reacted strongly, either with affection or avoidance, toward certain people? These actions are not random. Cats communicate in ways that go beyond words. Their silent gestures, their unwavering gazes, their sudden interest in a specific area of your home. These are all signs, messages waiting to be interpreted. It is as if they are guiding you toward something hidden, a truth you have yet to uncover. By observing them closely, we learn invaluable lessons: patience, presence, and balance. Cats do not rush through life. They move with deliberate grace, trusting their instincts completely. They remind us to embrace the natural flow of existence, to surrender control, and to let life unfold in its own time. In moments of chaos, they remain calm and composed, teaching us by example how to stay centered amid the storms of life. Perhaps one of their greatest lessons is the importance of trusting intuition. A cat never second-guesses its instincts. It simply acts, moving in perfect alignment with what feels right. They encourage us to do the same, to listen to the quiet voice within, to follow the subtle nudges from the universe, and to navigate our journey with confidence and grace. For those who are open to their wisdom, cats become more than companions. They become spiritual allies, ever watchful, ever guiding, silently leading us toward deeper awareness and understanding. They are not just present in our lives by chance. They are here with purpose, offering protection, insight, and a reminder that the unseen world is always within reach. If you have a cat in your life, know that their presence is not by chance. They are here for a reason, to protect you, guide you, and ensure you remain strong on your spiritual journey. They do not merely live with you, they align with you, helping to transform your elevated energy into actions that matter. Cherish their presence, honor the lessons they teach, and above all, trust that your connection with them is part of something far greater than you can yet understand. If you've had a profound experience with a cat, share it in the comments below. Let's celebrate the wisdom, protection, and magic they bring into our lives. And if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content on the spiritual mysteries of the universe. Until our next journey, Chosen One, protect your light and honor your guides. Have you ever felt it? That deep, unshakable knowing within you, a fire that refuses to be extinguished? Since childhood, you've sensed it, though you could never quite explain it. A difference, a calling, a force within you that sets you apart from the rest. You have always known that you do not think like others, nor do you feel as they do. The places where they find comfort feel like a prison to you. Their dreams do not stir your soul. Their ambitions seem hollow, their pursuits meaningless. While they eagerly follow the paths laid before them, something in you resists. Something in you knows that you were not meant to fit in. But why? Why does the world not understand you? Why does your spirit feel misplaced in a realm that does not move as you do? The answer, Chosen One, is both simple and profound. You are not 100% human. That statement may challenge everything you have been taught. It may shake the foundation of your understanding. But if you quiet the noise of the world, if you listen with your spirit instead of your mind, you will realize that this truth is not new to you. It has always been there, waiting to be unlocked. This is not a metaphor. This is not an exaggeration. This is truth. There is something within you that transcends human comprehension. Something beyond the limitations of flesh and blood. Your spirit is not of this world. Your origin is not of the earth. The very essence that flows through you is mixed with something divine, something that cannot be explained by human logic. Divinity itself has touched you. You are a vessel of something far greater than what the world perceives, a mystery hidden from the eyes of the ordinary but revealed to those who have ears to hear. Yet the world has tried to convince you otherwise. It has told you that you are just like everyone else, that you must conform, that you must follow its systems, its structures, its rules. It has tried to silence the fire inside you, to make you doubt your difference, to make you question your purpose. But despite all its efforts, something in you has always resisted. Something in you refuses to conform, refuses to accept mediocrity, refuses to settle for the ordinary. That is because you were never meant to. This message is not for everyone. Many will hear these words and dismiss them. Many will remain blind to the truth, too entangled in the illusion of this world to see beyond it. But you, if you are truly chosen, will feel the weight of these words in your soul. So open your heart, open your mind. Let the fire of truth consume every lie that has been planted within you. Let it burn away every false identity the world has tried to place upon you. Let it awaken what has been dormant inside you for too long. Because today is the day you remember who you are. Today is the day you step into the fullness of your identity. Today, you rise. If you are not 100% human, then what are you? To answer this question, we must go back to the very beginning. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion." What does it mean to be made in the image of God? It means that you are more than just flesh and blood, more than just a physical body navigating a temporary world. It means that your true nature is spirit first, eternal, limitless, and connected to something far greater than human existence. This is why you feel things that others do not. This is why you see beyond what is in front of you, why your heart longs for something more, something beyond this life. You were never meant to be confined by the limitations of this world because your origin is not of the earth. Your very essence carries the imprint of the Creator Himself, a divine signature woven into the fabric of your being. This is why you have always felt different, why you have never fully belonged. The world operates on a frequency that does not resonate with you. It moves in patterns that seem unnatural, bound by limitations that you were never meant to accept. While others are satisfied with what they can see and touch, your spirit yearns for something deeper. You perceive things that others overlook, you sense truths that they dismiss, and you dream beyond the boundaries they accept as reality. You are not merely human, you are spirit wrapped in flesh, an eternal being having a temporary experience, a creation of divine intention placed in a world that was never meant to contain you. And yet the enemy works tirelessly to make you forget this truth. The world has conditioned you to believe that you are nothing more than flesh and bone, that your worth is determined by earthly measures, that you must conform to the expectations of society. It has tried to silence the voice inside you that whispers, "You were made for more." It has tried to drown out the calling that stirs within your soul. But no matter how much the world tries to bury it, the fire inside you cannot be extinguished. The truth of your identity will always rise. This is why you feel restless. This is why you cannot find fulfillment in the things that satisfy others. This is why, no matter how much you try to fit in, something always pulls you away. Because you were never meant to live an ordinary life. You were never meant to be like the rest. You were chosen, set apart, marked by heaven with a purpose greater than what the world can understand. And the moment you fully realize who you are, everything changes. You will no longer be bound by the limitations of this world. You will no longer live beneath your calling. You will no longer shrink back in fear or uncertainty. Instead, you will rise. You will walk in dominion, because you are not just human. You are divine by design. You carry the breath of God inside you, and when you awaken to this truth, the world will never see you the same way again. There are two types of people walking this earth, though they may appear the same on the outside. The first group consists of those who are of the world. Their minds, desires, and ambitions are tied to earthly systems. They live by what they can see, touch, and control, measuring their success by material gain, social validation, and temporary pleasures. Their entire existence is rooted in what is tangible, and their decisions are dictated by what the world deems acceptable, desirable, or powerful. They chase after wealth, status, and approval, believing that these things define their worth. They are bound by the limits of human understanding, confined to the cycle of birth, survival, and death, never questioning if there is more beyond what their eyes can perceive. These are the ones who belong to the world, shaped by its ways, ruled by its principles, and ultimately destined to pass away with it. Then there is the second group, those who are not of this world. These are the chosen ones, the ones whose spirits were set apart before time itself. Though they walk among the people of this earth, they are different. Their thoughts do not conform to the patterns of the world. Their desires do not align with its fleeting pleasures, and their hearts are attuned to a frequency that others cannot hear. Their existence is not defined by what is seen, but by what is eternal. They are governed by faith rather than fear, by divine truth rather than human opinion. They are called to a higher standard, a greater purpose, a destiny that extends beyond this life. Jesus himself spoke of this distinction when he said, "They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world." If you have always felt like an outsider, like a stranger in your own land, it is because your spirit was not born here. Your origin is divine, your purpose is eternal, and no matter how much the world tries to mold you into its image, you will never truly belong to it. This is why you feel resistance. This is why you face rejection. This is why you find yourself at odds with a world that does not understand you. because your essence does not come from this place. And this, chosen one, is both your greatest strength and your greatest challenge. You were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to follow the crowd. You were never meant to be comfortable in a world that is fading away. You were set apart, chosen by God, designed for something greater than what this world can offer. So stop trying to fit in where you do not belong. Stop seeking validation from those who cannot recognize what is inside you. You were not meant to be like them. You were meant to stand out, to lead, to walk in power, and to fulfill the divine calling that has been placed upon your life. The time has come. The world is shifting. The heavens are stirring, and those who have been asleep are beginning to wake up. For too long, the chosen ones have wandered in confusion, searching for answers, questioning their identity, and wrestling with the weight of their calling. Many have felt lost, isolated, rejected, misunderstood by the world around them. They have spent years trying to conform, trying to fit into a society that was never meant to embrace them. But now, something is happening. A divine awakening is taking place. The chosen ones are beginning to remember who they are. No more doubt, no more fear, no more hesitation. The veil is being lifted and the truth is being revealed. You are not ordinary. You were never meant to live like everyone else. You were never meant to walk the same path as the rest of the world. You were called, set apart, destined for something far greater than the limitations this world has tried to place upon you. And now, the time has come for you to rise. The enemy has worked tirelessly to keep you blind to your true identity. He has tried to drown you in fear, in distractions, in cycles of delay and confusion. He has sent people to discourage you, to make you question yourself, to weaken your spirit. He has used rejection, failure, and pain to convince you that you are forgotten, unworthy, powerless. But he was afraid of this moment, because he knew that one day you would wake up. He knew that one day you would finally understand who you are, and when that day came, nothing would be able to stop you. That day is now. Your struggles were not meant to break you. They were meant to shape you. Every battle you have faced was a training ground for the power you are about to walk in. Every rejection, every hardship, every painful experience was preparing you for the moment you step into your divine purpose. You are not weak. You are not forgotten. You are not defeated. You are a warrior in the kingdom of God, a force that the darkness has tried to silence. But it has failed, because the fire inside you cannot be extinguished. The world will not understand what is happening inside you. People will question you. They will try to pull you back into their systems, their traditions, their expectations. They will tell you to be practical, to be realistic, to settle for a life that is safe and comfortable. But you were never meant to be comfortable. You were meant to change the world. You were meant to shake the foundations of the earth with the power that has been placed inside you. You were meant to walk in authority, in wisdom, in divine favor. This is your awakening. No longer will you live in fear. No longer will you shrink back. No longer will you accept mediocrity. The kingdom is calling. The time is now. You must rise. You must walk boldly in your purpose. You must take your place. The enemy has tried to stop you, but he has failed. Nothing can hold you back now. Nothing can silence you. You are chosen. You are set apart. You are anointed for such a time as this. So rise, chosen one. Step into your destiny. The world is about to see your power, and nothing will ever be the same again. If this message has stirred something deep within you, if your spirit has resonated with these words and a fire has been ignited inside you, then do not let this moment pass. Declare it now. Speak it into existence. Type these words in the comments. I know who I am. Let this be a statement of faith, a declaration of awakening, a confirmation that you are no longer bound by the limitations the world has tried to place upon you. You are not lost. You are not ordinary. You are chosen, set apart, and destined for something greater. This is your moment to step into the truth of who you were always meant to be. I want to take a moment to thank you for being here, for opening your heart to this message, and for walking this journey of spiritual awakening. Your presence is not an accident. You were led here for a reason. You are part of a movement, a divine calling that is gathering the chosen ones, awakening them to their true identity. And your engagement, whether through a comment, a like, or sharing this message, is helping spread this truth to others who are still searching. To those who have already subscribed, your support is invaluable. You are not just following a channel. You are joining a community of awakened souls who refuse to live in darkness, who choose truth over deception, purpose over confusion. If you have not yet subscribed, I invite you to do so now. Click that button, turn on notifications, and stand with us as we continue to awaken and empower those who are ready to walk in their divine calling. Every action you take, every comment, every share, every like, is not just a gesture. It is a ripple effect that reaches people who need this message. And for that, I am truly grateful. This is just the beginning of your journey. Walk boldly, stand firm, and never forget, you are not of this world. You are chosen. Now let the world hear you. Declare it in the comments. I know who I am. Let this be your moment of power, your statement of faith, and your first step into the life you were always meant to live. As we step into this new season, a time overflowing with promise and transformation, something extraordinary is unfolding. It's more than just a story. It's a revelation so profound that it could completely redefine everything you thought you knew about your purpose and destiny. This is a moment designed by God Himself, a divine appointment that you were meant to keep. If you're here, it's not by coincidence. You were drawn to this message because the time has come for you to uncover what has been hidden for so long. The timing is perfect, and so are you for this moment. Take a deep breath and reflect on this divine alignment. Before we move forward, I invite you to take an intentional step of faith. Comment 77 below as a declaration of your readiness to receive this life-changing truth. This number represents spiritual awakening and divine revelation. By engaging, you're signaling to God and yourself that you're prepared for the transformation ahead. To those who have supported this mission through super thanks, your generosity fuels this journey of faith and revelation. From the depths of my heart, I thank you. Your belief in this vision allows us to continue sharing these messages of hope, empowerment, and restoration with the world. Your support is a testament to the incredible power of community and shared purpose. Now let me ask you this. What if the key to your divine inheritance has been hidden from you all along? What if it was concealed beneath layers of secrecy and deceit? Today, something incredible has been uncovered. A revelation connected to your very name. A truth so powerful that it holds the potential to transform your life in ways you never thought possible. Who kept this hidden from you? And why is it being revealed now, at this very moment? Stay with me, because what we are about to uncover is not just a story, it's your story. The banking authorities have stumbled upon something astonishing. A hidden account tied directly to your name. But this isn't just about material wealth. This discovery is far more significant. It is a divine emblem of justice, restoration, and balance. For so long, you may have felt as though your dreams were always just beyond reach, slipping through your fingers like grains of sand. Yet now, this revelation is God's declaration that you were never forsaken. What heaven has ordained for you can never be stolen, no matter how deeply it was hidden. Have you ever felt an unshakable pull towards something greater? A quiet but persistent sense that you were destined for more? Those feelings weren't mere daydreams. They were whispers from God, gentle reminders of the calling He placed upon your life. Reflect on Psalm 37, verse 4. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Those desires were not misplaced. They were carefully planted by God as promises of the blessings to come. The discovery of these funds is not random. It's tangible evidence of the blessings you've been manifesting through faith, even in the most difficult times. Like Joseph in Genesis 41, who rose to power after enduring years of hardship, you too are stepping into a season where your patience and unwavering faith will be richly rewarded. Do you believe this is your moment to reclaim what was always meant for you? No longer should you remain silent or linger in doubt. Speak this aloud right now. I reclaim my blessings. Align yourself with the abundance that has been waiting for you. Remember, faith without works is dead. As you take this step of faith, you are unlocking truths that have been hidden for far too long. For too long, life may have felt overwhelmingly unfair. You've watched others move forward, achieving dreams and reaching milestones, while you remained stuck. Despite the sacrifices you've made and the relentless effort you've poured into your journey. You've smiled in public, but behind closed doors you cried in silence. You've endured sleepless nights, your heart heavy with worry, and whispered prayers that seemed to echo into nothingness. But hear this truth today. God has seen every moment. Not a single tear has gone unnoticed. Not one prayer has been ignored. Every act of kindness you extended, every time you chose integrity over convenience, every moment you continued to press forward despite the odds, God was watching. He has been working behind the scenes, quietly aligning circumstances in your favor. Galatians 6:9 offers this powerful encouragement. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. This is that proper time. This is your season of harvest. The waiting, the struggles, the heartbreak. It was not in vain. You are now stepping into a divine season of restoration, where everything that was delayed, denied, or hidden will be returned to you in abundance. There were people who schemed against you, driven by envy and greed. They believed they could bury your blessings, that they could silence your voice and obstruct your path. They may have whispered behind your back, manipulated situations, and rejoiced when you stumbled. But their plans are crumbling because they were never stronger than God's promise over your life. Isaiah 54:17 boldly declares, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue which rises against you in judgment, you shall condemn." This is God's unshakable promise. The weapons may have been formed, but they were powerless against the hand of God on your life. Every word spoken against you, every attempt to sabotage your destiny, is now being silenced by God's justice. Luke 12:2 reminds us of this truth. There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. Those who worked in the shadows to suppress your blessings are now powerless. Their secrets are exposed, and the truth is rising to the surface. What was hidden is now being brought into the light, because God is a God of justice, restoration, and truth. Can you feel the power of this truth in your spirit? God has not forgotten you. The pain, the delays, and the struggles were preparing you for a blessing so great that it required you to be refined, strengthened, and ready. What others tried to withhold from you is now being released in God's perfect timing. This is your moment of restoration. Walk boldly in this season. Stand firm in faith, knowing that what God has ordained for you, no one can take away. Your harvest is here. Your blessings are unfolding, and your story is far from over. Step into it with confidence. This is your time. Betrayal is a wound that cuts deeper than most because it often comes from those we hold closest to our hearts. A trusted friend, a family member, or a confidant, someone you believed would protect you, may have been the very person who worked to keep your blessings hidden. This kind of pain is unlike any other because it strikes at the core of trust and love. King David, a man after God's own heart, knew this pain all too well. In Psalm 55:12-14, he laments, "If an enemy were insulting me, I could endure it. If a foe were rising against me, I could hide. But it is you, a man like myself, my companion, my close friend, with whom I once enjoyed sweet fellowship at the house of God. as we walked about among the worshippers. This scripture captures the sting of realizing that betrayal didn't come from a distant enemy, but from someone within his inner circle. David's words echo the heartbreak that many of us have felt, the disbelief that someone so close could inflict such deep pain. Yet, even when betrayal feels overwhelming, God sees every hidden act. Proverbs 15:3 reminds us, "The eyes of the Lord are everywhere, keeping watch on the wicked and the good." Nothing escapes God's notice. Every deceitful act, every false word spoken behind closed doors, every scheme against you has been seen by the one who holds justice in his hands. Even in the quiet moments when you felt isolated in your pain, you were never truly alone. God has been watching, comforting, and preparing you for what's next. Look at the story of Joseph in Genesis. Betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, and falsely imprisoned, Joseph had every reason to give up. But God was silently orchestrating every step. The betrayal that was meant to destroy him became the very path that led him to power, where he saved countless lives during famine. Joseph's powerful words to his brothers in Genesis 50:20 reveal a profound truth. "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." This is God's pattern, turning pain into purpose, betrayal into blessing. Declare this over your life today. I rise above betrayal. This is more than just words. It's a powerful affirmation that betrayal will not define you. The pain you've endured is not the end of your story. It is the foundation upon which God is building something greater. Like Joseph, God is using what was meant to harm you to prepare you for a future of purpose, leadership, and influence. No betrayal, no scheme, and no hidden agenda can stop God's plan for your life. This moment is not a coincidence. It is your divine appointment, a sacred point in time that God has orchestrated specifically for you. What has been revealed to you now is far more than just financial provision or material gain. This hidden blessing is tangible proof of God's unwavering promise and his divine plan for your life. It is a confirmation that every prayer you've whispered, every tear you've shed, and every hardship you've endured has not gone unnoticed. Romans 8:28 reminds us of this profound truth. "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Nothing in your life has been wasted. Every setback, every betrayal, and every moment of waiting has been woven into God's greater plan. A plan to prosper you and not to harm you. A plan to give you hope and a future. You are not here by accident. You have been prepared for this very moment. Consider David, a humble shepherd boy who spent years tending sheep, seemingly far from the path of greatness. Yet God was preparing him in those quiet, hidden places for a destiny beyond what anyone could have imagined. David's time in the fields, protecting his flock, developed the courage and faith he needed to defeat Goliath and later rule as king. Think of Esther, an orphaned Jewish girl who became queen. She was placed in a position of power not by chance but by divine design. When her people faced annihilation, Esther was reminded of her purpose in Esther 4:14. "And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?" Just like David and Esther, you have been prepared for this season. Everything you faced was not to break you, but to strengthen and refine you for the responsibility that comes with this blessing. Yet, this blessing carries weight. It demands responsibility, discernment, and wisdom. Not everyone around you will celebrate your victory. Some may not understand the depth of your calling, and others might even envy the favor upon your life. That is why it's crucial to guard your heart and protect this blessing. Proverbs 4:23 instructs us, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." You must be discerning about who you share your victories with. Some battles are best fought in silence, trusting God to reveal the truth in his perfect timing. Not every detail of your breakthrough needs to be broadcasted. There is power in quiet obedience and humble stewardship. This is your divine moment, entrusted to you by God. Handle it with care, nurture it with gratitude, and walk boldly in the purpose He has set before you, knowing that what God has ordained for you, no one can take away. Step forward with confidence. This is your time. This is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a powerful new chapter. The wealth uncovered is not simply financial. It is a symbol of God's divine justice, His restoration, and His unwavering promise to you. Hebrews 11:1 encourages us. Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Speak this boldly. I unlock my future. I trust God's plan. This blessing is not random. It's a divine appointment, placed in your hands because God knows you are ready. Now the question remains, what will you do with this opportunity? Will you rise to the occasion, step into your destiny, and use this blessing to fulfill the divine purpose set before you? The choice is yours, and the time is now. Before you go, if this message has spoken to your spirit, I invite you to support this mission through Super Thanks. Your generosity allows us to continue sharing powerful messages of hope, faith, and empowerment with those who need it most. Every contribution, big or small, helps us reach more hearts and souls, spreading God's word and inspiring transformation around the world. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being part of this journey. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a message that could change your life. Join this growing community of believers walking in faith and purpose. Like, comment, and share this message to bless someone else today. May God's favor and peace be upon you. You are blessed, chosen, and unstoppable. Thank you for being here. Stay encouraged and stay faithful. Today, we embark on a journey of profound exploration into a transformation many chosen ones are experiencing in this very moment, the second spiritual awakening. Have you felt an undeniable stirring within your soul recently? A quiet yet persistent sense that a new chapter of consciousness is dawning? This is no ordinary change. It is a divine metamorphosis, a sacred calling to rise to an entirely new level of spiritual evolution. If the first awakening was like opening your spiritual eyes for the very first time, then the second awakening is akin to gaining high-definition clarity. It is as if a black and white world suddenly bursts into vibrant color, unveiling the true nuances and vibrations of reality. This extraordinary transformation allows you to see not just with your eyes, but with your heart and soul. It's a deeper, more profound awakening that elevates your existence beyond what you ever imagined. Let us dive into the essence of this sacred transformation and uncover the signs that indicate you are walking the divine path of the second awakening. While the first awakening marked the beginning of your spiritual journey, a liberation from the illusions of a purely material existence, the second awakening takes this journey to unimaginable heights. During the first awakening, you may have questioned your reality, peeled back the layers of societal conditioning, and recognized the presence of something infinitely greater than yourself. It was a pivotal moment of realization, a gateway to your spiritual essence. However, the second awakening transcends even this. It is not just an awareness, but a complete transformation of how you experience and interact with reality. Every thought becomes a creative force, every emotion a divine tool for growth, and every action an intentional act of manifesting your higher self. It is as if the universe is whispering directly to your soul, guiding you toward the ultimate alignment with your divine purpose. This awakening brings with it a heightened consciousness, a new lens through which you perceive the world. It reveals that everything is connected, that your thoughts, emotions, and actions ripple outward to shape not only your reality, but the collective reality of the world. Let us uncover the sacred signs that indicate your soul is undergoing this profound shift. These signs are not mere coincidences, but divine confirmations that God is working within you, calling you to a higher purpose. Number 1. Perception of vibrational frequencies. The second awakening begins subtly yet profoundly, often with an enhanced sensitivity to the unseen vibrational energies that weave through existence. It feels as though an invisible veil has been lifted, unveiling a deeper reality that was always present, but never fully perceived. You become acutely aware of the energetic currents that surround and flow through you, as if every thought, every intention, is charged with a magnetic frequency capable of shaping the very fabric of your reality. What once seemed fleeting and abstract now feels tangible, resonant, and alive. This heightened awareness transforms your inner world, becoming a compass that steers your choices and relationships. You naturally begin to distance yourself from the people, environments, and activities that drain or clash with your newfound vibration. It's not a conscious rejection but an organic shift, a quiet, intuitive knowing that these aspects no longer serve your growth. Superficial connections and shallow interactions fade into the background, replaced by the profound magnetism of alignment. In their place, deeper and more meaningful connections emerge, almost effortlessly. These new bonds feel destined, as if they are extensions of your soul's purpose, drawn together by the invisible strings of shared resonance. Every encounter, every interaction, becomes imbued with significance, reflecting the clarity of your inner state. Through this process, you begin to embody a harmonious balance, shedding the energies that no longer belong and embracing those that uplift and expand your spirit. The second awakening is not merely a moment of revelation, it is a journey of becoming, a return to your authentic self, where every vibration and thought flows in harmony with the greater symphony of the universe. In this state, you feel empowered, aligned, and deeply connected to the infinite possibilities of creation. Number 2. Dissolution of the ego. Perhaps the most profound and challenging aspect of the second awakening is the dissolution of the ego. This process is not a gentle unraveling, but often feels like the shattering of an identity you once held dear. The ego, built on the scaffolding of appearances, possessions, achievements, and societal labels, begins to lose its grip as the illusion of its permanence fades. For so long, it defined who you thought you were, shaping your desires, fears, and relationships. But as your awareness deepens, you come to a startling realization. Your true essence lies far beyond the confines of what you own, how you appear, or how others perceive you. This awakening can feel like an existential crisis. The frameworks you once trusted, your beliefs, values, and the structures of the world around you begin to crumble. What seemed solid now feels hollow, leaving you questioning everything. The loss of this false sense of self can be disorienting, even frightening, as it forces you to confront the emptiness left behind. But within this deconstruction lies an unparalleled opportunity for liberation. The ego does not dissolve quietly. It resists fiercely. It manifests as fear, doubt, or a desperate clinging to the old ways of being. You might feel the pull to retreat into familiar patterns, to rebuild the illusion of control. Yet, each step forward, however small, leads you closer to a divine truth that transcends the ego's limitations. It is a journey of surrender, of letting go of the need to define yourself through external means and embracing the infinite light within. With time, the fear gives way to peace, and the doubts dissolve into clarity. What emerges is a profound connection to your authentic self, a version of you that is unbound, limitless, and aligned with the divine essence of the universe. In shedding the ego, you do not lose yourself. You finally come home to who you truly are. Number 3. Awakening to interconnectedness. Another profound hallmark of the second awakening is the realization of the interconnectedness of all things. It is as if a deeper layer of reality is revealed, where you perceive the invisible threads that weave together every being, every action, and every emotion into a grand, unified tapestry. This awareness dissolves the illusion of separateness, showing you that no thought, word, or deed exists in isolation. Suddenly, the barriers between self and other blur, and you feel a deep kinship with all life, a shared essence that flows through everything. This realization inspires profound empathy and compassion. You begin to understand that to serve others is not merely an act of kindness. It is an act of self-love, for in lifting others, you lift yourself. This unity consciousness shifts your focus from individual gain to collective well-being. The old ways of striving for personal success, recognition, or material wealth begin to feel hollow, replaced by a yearning to contribute meaningfully to the greater whole. As this perspective takes root, you may feel an undeniable calling to realign your life. Your career, relationships, and goals come under scrutiny as you seek to ensure they reflect your higher purpose. Choices once guided by ambition or convenience are now infused with intention, aimed at serving the interconnected web of existence. Even the simplest activities, whether preparing a meal, helping a stranger, or tending to the earth, take on a sacred significance, for you begin to see their place in the divine plan. This unity consciousness does not diminish your individuality. Instead, it expands it. You become a unique note in the symphony of creation, harmonizing with the greater whole. In recognizing the oneness of all things, you unlock a deeper, more fulfilling way of living, one where love, purpose, and connection become the foundation of your existence. Number 4. Intense emotional release. The second awakening often brings with it the unlocking of long-repressed emotions, allowing them to rise to the surface in their raw, unfiltered form. These emotions, grief, joy, love, anger, or even fear, can emerge unexpectedly, like powerful waves washing over you. Their intensity may feel overwhelming at first, as if the dam of your heart has burst open. But these emotional releases are not random. They are sacred. They are the soul's way of cleansing itself, purging the old, stagnant energies that have weighed you down for so long. Each release, though challenging, is an act of healing. The grief you feel might be for parts of yourself you've lost along the way, or for dreams you had to let go of. The joy might arise from the rediscovery of your inner light. And the love, the profound, unshakable love, may remind you of your connection to the divine. These emotions are not there to punish or burden you. They are there to liberate you. They create space within your soul, making room for divine light, peace, and clarity to flow freely. As you allow these feelings to surface and move through you, you'll notice a shift within. The heaviness that once clung to you begins to dissipate. You become lighter, freer, and more attuned to the flow of divine energy coursing through your being. This process is not linear, nor is it always easy. Some days will feel like a flood, others like a calm stream. But with each wave that comes and goes, you are stepping closer to wholeness. Through this journey of emotional release, you gain not only healing, but also wisdom. You learn to honor your feelings as sacred messengers, guiding you toward deeper alignment with your true self. In this way, the second awakening transforms you from within, revealing a heart that beats in harmony with the divine. Number 5. A deepened intuition. As the second awakening unfolds, your intuition blossoms into a powerful and reliable guide, a direct line to divine wisdom that feels both profound and natural. What was once dismissed as a vague gut feeling now emerges with striking clarity, a voice of inner knowing that cuts through the noise of doubt and confusion. This intuition is not something new you have learned. Rather, it is an ancient gift you're remembering, a sacred faculty that awakens as you align with your true essence. Each intuitive insight feels like a revelation, as if a veil has been lifted to reveal a hidden truth. These moments of clarity illuminate your path with an unmistakable certainty, steering you toward choices and opportunities that resonate with your higher purpose. Whether it's a gentle nudge to follow an unexpected direction, a sudden understanding of a complex situation, or an unshakable sense of what is right for you, this guidance feels deeply rooted in wisdom beyond the limits of the mind. What sets this intuition apart is the trust it evokes. You come to rely on it not as a fleeting feeling, but as the voice of the divine within you. It bypasses logic and reason, speaking directly to your soul in a language that is unmistakable and undeniable. With each step forward, your faith in this guidance deepens. You find yourself making decisions with ease and confidence, knowing they are aligned with your highest good. This reconnection to your intuition transforms your perspective on life. Challenges no longer feel like random obstacles but opportunities for growth revealed through inner wisdom. The chaos of uncertainty is replaced by a sense of flow and alignment. As you embrace this sacred gift, you realize that the answers you seek have always been within you, waiting for this moment of awakening to be heard. The journey of the second awakening is as transformative as it is challenging. It is not a smooth or linear path, but one that requires courage, resilience, and unwavering faith. The ego, fearing its dissolution, clings tightly to its familiar ways. Old patterns and limiting beliefs, deeply ingrained in your psyche, may resurface with renewed intensity. Moments of doubt and confusion may arise, making you question whether you are truly progressing. Yet, these trials are not obstacles to deter you. They are sacred opportunities for growth, placed on your path to refine and elevate your soul. Every challenge you face holds a profound purpose. When you confront fear and choose love instead, you transcend the limitations of the ego. When you release the weight of the past, be it regrets, pain, or attachments, you make space for divine light to enter. And when you step into the unknown with faith and trust, you open the door to possibilities far beyond what you could have imagined. Each step, no matter how small, carries you closer to your authentic self and raises your consciousness to new heights. The rewards of this journey are boundless and deeply fulfilling. You will discover a profound inner peace, one that is unshaken by external circumstances. This peace becomes the foundation of your life, radiating outward in waves of love, compassion, and purpose. Your transformation will inspire others, encouraging them to embark on their own spiritual journeys, not through words, but by the example of your being. Most importantly, this journey leads you to reconnect with your divine essence, the eternal truth of who you are. You come to realize that you are not your fears, your achievements, or your failures. You are a limitless soul, a spark of the divine, here to shine your light and fulfill your sacred purpose. This is the ultimate gift of the second awakening, a homecoming to your truest self. The second awakening is not the culmination of your spiritual journey, but rather the commencement of a profound new chapter. It serves as a sacred invitation to live as a radiant beacon of light in the world, embodying the boundless love and infinite wisdom of the divine in every moment of your existence. As you walk this enlightened path, you will come to realize that your very presence has the power to transform the lives of those around you. Your energy becomes a catalyst for positive change, inspiring others to seek their own inner light. Remember, this journey is uniquely yours. There is no singular path to the second awakening. It unfolds organically, guided by the rhythm of your soul and the whispers of the universe. Each individual's experience is a personal tapestry woven from their own insights, challenges, and revelations. Trust the process wholeheartedly, embracing the transformations that arise with an open heart and mind. Know that you are being divinely supported every step of the way, even when the path ahead seems unclear. As you delve deeper into this new chapter, you will find that your connection to the divine strengthens. Your intuition sharpens, your compassion deepens, and your understanding of the interconnectedness of all things becomes more profound. Activities that once seemed ordinary take on new meaning as you perceive their role in the grand tapestry of existence. Your life becomes a living expression of divine love and wisdom, touching others in ways you may never fully realize. Embrace this journey with courage and grace, for it is a path of continuous growth and endless possibilities. Trust in the divine timing of your awakening, and allow yourself to flow with the natural currents of your soul's evolution. You are not alone. The universe conspires with you, offering guidance, synchronicities, and signs to illuminate your way. By embracing the changes and trusting in the divine support that surrounds you, you align yourself with your highest purpose and unlock the limitless potential within. If these signs resonate with you, it is a sacred confirmation that you are being called to fulfill a greater mission. This is your moment to step into your power and embrace the divine purpose that awaits you. Declare your readiness for the second awakening by affirming, "I am ready to awaken to my highest self." Let this declaration be the first step in a journey of limitless love, radiant light, and a profound connection to the divine. As you embrace this transformation, may your light shine brightly for the world, inspiring and illuminating the path for others to follow. You are a chosen one, uniquely equipped to bring hope, healing, and compassion to a world that deeply needs it. The world is waiting for your radiance, now more than ever. Thank you for taking the time to join us on this sacred journey. Your presence here means everything, and we are honored to be part of your awakening. If this message has inspired or uplifted you, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and become part of a community dedicated to spreading love and light. By subscribing, you ensure you won't miss the next steps of this beautiful journey. You might be surprised by what I'm about to share, but I need you to pause, stay still, silent, and fully focused on what's coming your way. This is not just another message. This is a divine appointment. You didn't stumble upon this video by accident. You are here because God is about to reveal something profound to you. This message is not for everyone. It's for the chosen ones, those whom God has set apart for His divine purpose. If you are not ready to hear this truth, if your heart is not open to the stirring of the Spirit, feel free to click away now. But if something inside you stirs, if your soul leans in, then this message is for you. Chosen ones, let me ask you, have you ever felt like you were in the fight of your life? Not a physical fight, but a spiritual one? A battle so fierce that it left you exhausted in your soul? Have you ever stood in the middle of your past and your future, unsure of what God is doing but knowing you can't stay where you are? If this resonates with you, then listen closely. This is not just a story. This is your story. This is God speaking to you through the life of Jacob, a man who wrestled with God and emerged transformed. His struggle mirrors our own, and within his story lies the key to your breakthrough. Jacob's journey toward transformation did not begin with his famous wrestling match at Peniel. It started much earlier, with a deliberate season of isolation. In Genesis 32, we read that Jacob sent his family, servants, and all his possessions across the Jabbok River, leaving himself completely alone. Alone, exposed, vulnerable. This was not by accident, it was intentional. Why would God allow Jacob, or any of us, to experience such profound solitude? Because there are moments when the overwhelming noise and busyness of life drown out God's voice. In isolation, God removes distractions, stripping away the comforts and securities we often cling to, forcing us to face our true selves. It's in these moments that we must confront who we have been and who God is calling us to become. Jacob was no stranger to struggle. His battle began long before that night by the river. Even in his mother's womb, Jacob wrestled with his twin brother Esau. His very name, Jacob, means heel grabber or supplanter, reflecting his lifelong pattern of striving, manipulating, and deceiving to get ahead. From taking Esau's birthright to deceiving his father for the blessing, Jacob's story was marked by self-reliance and struggle. But now, Jacob was facing a battle he could not win through deceit or strength. The looming reunion with Esau, the brother he had wronged, left Jacob filled with fear and uncertainty. No more schemes, no more running. In this place of isolation, Jacob had to wrestle not only with God, but with his own identity. God often brings us into seasons of isolation, not to harm us, but to prepare us for transformation. In the silence, we hear his voice more clearly. In the solitude, he begins to reshape us for his divine purpose. On the eve of meeting Esau, the brother he had deceived, Jacob found himself utterly alone. And in that solitude, God met him in a form he didn't expect. Genesis 32:24-26 says, "So Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him till daybreak. When the man saw that he could not overpower him, he touched the socket of Jacob's hip so that his hip was wrenched. Then the man said, 'Let me go, for it is daybreak.' But Jacob replied, 'I will not let you go unless you bless me.'" Imagine the scene. Jacob is exhausted, crippled by pain, yet he clings with every fiber of his being. This wasn't just physical, it was spiritual. Jacob wasn't fighting a man, he was wrestling with God himself, and Jacob refused to let go. This is a declaration of faith. Jacob was saying, "I've struggled all my life, but I will not miss this moment. I will fight until you bless me." How often do we surrender just moments before our breakthrough arrives? How many times have we stopped praying, stopped believing, or walked away because the struggle felt too heavy or the waiting seemed endless? In our human weakness, it's easy to grow weary when the answers don't come quickly or when the battle feels too intense. Yet Jacob's story reminds us that it's often in the darkest, most painful moments that we are closest to God's greatest blessings. How many blessings have we missed because we gave up too soon? The night may feel long, but the dawn is coming. Like Jacob, we must hold on through the pain, through the silence, and through the doubt. God honors those who persevere. Don't let go now. Your breakthrough might be closer than you think. Then came the pivotal moment in Jacob's life, a moment that would forever alter his identity and purpose. In the midst of his intense all-night struggle, the man wrestling with Jacob, revealed to be God, asked him a seemingly simple question. "What is your name?" At first glance, this might appear to be an ordinary inquiry, but in biblical times, a name was deeply significant. A name was more than a way to identify someone. It embodied a person's character, reputation, and destiny. By asking Jacob this question, God was doing more than requesting information. He was inviting Jacob to confront the truth about who he was. When Jacob answered, "I am Jacob," it was a confession. He wasn't just stating his name. He was acknowledging his identity as a deceiver and a trickster. His name, Jacob, literally means heel grabber or supplanter, reflecting his lifelong pattern of manipulation and striving to get ahead at any cost. From deceiving his brother Esau to tricking his father Isaac, Jacob's life had been marked by selfish ambition and deceit. But God wasn't interested in punishing Jacob for his past. He was preparing to transform him. In response, God declared, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans and have overcome." This was more than a new name. It was a new identity. The name Israel means God prevails. In that single moment, God redefined Jacob's entire existence. No longer would he be known as the deceiver. Now he was recognized as someone who had wrestled with God and emerged victorious. Jacob's struggle wasn't about defeat, it was about transformation. God wasn't interested in blessing the man Jacob had been. He wanted to transform Jacob into the man he had destined him to be. In the same way, God desires to transform us. He doesn't define us by our failures or our past mistakes. Instead, he uses our struggles to strip away the false labels we've accepted and to reveal our true identity in him. God allows us to wrestle, not to defeat us, but to redefine us. He takes our brokenness, our failures, and our insecurities and gives us a new name, a new identity, and a new purpose. Just as he did with Jacob, God wants to turn your struggle into strength and your pain into purpose. After Jacob's intense struggle with God, he walked away with a limp, a physical mark that he would carry for the rest of his life. To outsiders, this limp may have seemed like a sign of weakness or defeat, but to Jacob, it was far more than that. It was a sacred reminder. I encountered God, and I am forever changed." His limp was not a wound of failure, but a testimony of transformation. In 2 Corinthians 12:9, God says, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." This verse reveals a profound truth. God often allows weakness, pain, and brokenness to remain, not to shame us, but to display His strength in our lives. The very areas where we feel the most fragile or scarred are often the places where God's presence has been most powerful. Your limp, your scars, your disappointments, your struggles, is not a sign that God has abandoned you. Instead, it is evidence that you have been in His presence. God does not waste pain. In the breaking, there is blessing. In the struggle, there is transformation. I once knew a woman who was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of cancer. Doctors told her that the chances of survival were incredibly slim and advised her to prepare for the worst. The treatments were harsh, and the pain was unbearable. Many in her position would have given up hope, but Sarah chose a different path. Instead of surrendering to fear, she clung tightly to God's promises. Every day, through tears and weakness, she prayed, "Lord, I won't let go until you heal me. I believe you are greater than this disease." Her family and friends surrounded her with prayer and support. Months turned into years of relentless faith, prayer, and treatment. Miraculously, against all odds, the cancer began to shrink and eventually disappeared. Doctors were astonished, calling it an unexplainable recovery. But she knew it was God's healing hand at work. What if she had given up? What if Jacob had let go during his struggle? Chosen one, don't be discouraged by your struggles. Your breakthrough may be just beyond the pain you're enduring right now. Hold on. Keep wrestling. God is working through your weakness to bring about your victory. Many of you are in a season of wrestling with God right now. Maybe it's a battle in your finances where no matter how hard you work, it feels like you can't get ahead. Perhaps it's in your relationships, broken friendships, strained family ties, or a marriage that feels like it's falling apart. Maybe it's your health where each doctor's report brings more fear than hope. Or perhaps it's your faith itself, where God feels distant and prayers seem to go unanswered. You feel exhausted. You feel like giving up. But I'm here to tell you, don't let go. God is not punishing you. He's not distant or silent to harm you. He allows the struggle because He's preparing you for what's coming. The pain, the waiting, the uncertainty, it's all part of a greater process. Just as Jacob's wrestling match wasn't about defeat but about transformation, your struggle has a divine purpose. God is using this season to refine your faith, to strip away false identities, and to strengthen you for the blessings He has in store. If Jacob had let go during the struggle, he would have missed his transformation from Jacob the deceiver to Israel, the one who overcomes. The same is true for you. Your struggle is not in vain. It is shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. Hold on. Trust God through the pain. Your blessing is on the other side of this battle. After his intense struggle, Jacob named the place Peniel, saying, "It is because I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared." This was more than a physical location for Jacob. It was a sacred place of transformation, where he encountered God in a deeply personal and life-changing way. Have you encountered God face to face? Have you wrestled with Him not for what He can give, but for who He is? In Jeremiah 29:13, God promises, "You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart." This is not a half-hearted search. It's a relentless pursuit that pushes through pain, doubt, silence, and fear. Are you willing to press in, even when the answers don't come quickly? Are you willing to wrestle with God, not for what He can give, but to know Him more deeply? Jacob's life was never the same after his encounter with God. He walked away changed, both physically and spiritually. The same can be true for you. When you seek God with your whole heart, when you refuse to let go despite the struggle, you will encounter Him in ways that transform you forever. Will you press in? Will you wrestle through the pain, the doubt, the silence, until God moves? Chosen ones, this is your moment. Like Jacob, you are standing at the edge of transformation. Your struggle is not wasted. Your pain is not in vain. Refuse to let go. Wrestle until God blesses you. Allow Him to redefine your identity. Embrace your brokenness, knowing it is the gateway to your destiny. Are you ready to fight for your breakthrough? Are you ready to be transformed? Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you with open hearts. For every person listening, I ask for strength to endure the struggle. Redefine their identity, Lord. Give them the perseverance to hold on until the blessing comes. Let them encounter you face to face. Transform their pain into purpose and their struggle into strength. We trust you, Lord. We refuse to let go. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. If this message has stirred something deep within you, comment below. Thank you, Jesus. Share this message. Let it be a seed that brings hope and transformation to others. Your breakthrough is near. Don't let go. The dawn is coming. What I'm about to share with you might feel like a wake-up call, but it's one you've been waiting for. You didn't arrive here by chance. God brought you here for a reason, and it's time to take the next step in your divine journey. No more hesitation, no more holding back. If you've been searching for a sign, this is it. The transformation you've been longing for is on the other side of one bold decision, but it comes with a challenge. Take action now, no matter the cost. This is your moment. The breakthrough you've been praying for is within reach. It won't be easy, but I promise it will be worth it. Before we dive deeper, I need you to do 3 things. Hit the like button to let us know you're with us. Subscribe and join us on the journey to reach 30,000 subscribers, spreading this powerful message to the world. Leave a comment below with the words, "Jesus, I am ready." This declaration will send a signal to the heavens, amplifying the energy of this message in your life. Stay with me until the end, because deep down, you already know this is the final test you've been waiting for. Once you embrace this, your life will never be the same. I stand before you today, not as a mere speaker delivering a message, but as a voice crying out in the wilderness, a wilderness filled with spiritual complacency and forgotten purpose. I am here on a divine assignment, compelled by a heavenly mandate to reignite the fire of God within your spirit. This is not a word to entertain or simply inspire. It is a challenge, a call to step into a deeper, more profound relationship with the one who created you. It is an invitation to awaken the dormant embers of your faith and fan them into a roaring blaze of devotion, passion, and purpose. This message is not for the faint-hearted. It is not for those who are comfortable with the shallow waters of spiritual mediocrity or content to drift through life without pursuing the fullness of God's plan. This is a call to the chosen ones, those who have been set apart by the hand of God for a destiny that demands more. If you are here, it is no accident. You already know deep in your soul that you have been called to something greater. But the call of destiny is not without cost. It requires sacrifice, discipline, and unwavering commitment. It requires you to say yes to God's refining process and no to the distractions of this world. And this is where fasting comes in, a divine discipline that is far more than abstaining from food. Fasting is a spiritual act of surrender, a declaration that you value God above all else. It is the furnace in which the impurities of the flesh are burned away, leaving a heart that is fully aligned with His will. Fasting is the battlefield where your spirit overcomes the cries of your flesh and declares victory in the name of Jesus. It is where the chosen are separated from the merely called, where the weak are made strong, and where those who hunger and thirst for righteousness are filled with God's presence. Fasting is not an option. It is not a suggestion. It is a command from God, a sacred discipline that distinguishes the called from the chosen. In Matthew 6:16-18, Jesus made this clear when He said, "When you fast, not if you fast." These words reveal that fasting is not an elective, but an expectation for every believer who desires to walk in the fullness of God's purpose. Fasting is more than simply abstaining from food. It is the arena where the flesh and spirit collide. It is the furnace where God's refining fire burns away impurities, shaping you into the vessel He has called you to be. Fasting is a battlefield where the cries of your physical hunger are silenced by the deeper hunger of your spirit, a hunger to know God more intimately, to hear His voice more clearly, and to see His glory revealed in your life. This sacred act is not about denying yourself for the sake of suffering. It is about creating space for God to fill. It's about declaring with every fiber of your being, "Lord, I desire you more than I desire food, comfort, or the fleeting pleasures of this world." Fasting is a bold declaration of dependence, a way of telling God, "You are my source. You are my sustainer. You are my everything." Let me ask you, chosen ones, how hungry are you for God? Is your soul desperate to encounter His presence? Are you longing to see His glory manifest in your life? This kind of hunger is what drives true fasting. Not obligation, but desperation. It is the cry of a heart that cannot be satisfied by anything less than the fullness of God. Fasting reveals the depth of your desire for Him. It strips away distractions, exposes idols, and brings to light the areas of your life that need surrender. In the quiet and discomfort of fasting, God meets you in powerful ways. He strengthens your spirit, aligns your heart with His, and prepares you for the breakthroughs you've been praying for. To truly grasp the significance of fasting, we must first understand what it is. At its core, fasting is the voluntary abstention from food, drink, or other comforts for a spiritual purpose. It is an intentional act of stepping away from the physical to draw nearer to the spiritual. But let me make this clear. Fasting is not about trying to manipulate God. It is not a hunger strike meant to force His hand or demand His response. God is not moved by our deprivation, but by the posture of our hearts. Fasting is, above all, an act of surrender. It is a declaration of dependence on God. When you fast, you are boldly proclaiming, "Lord, you are my source. I rely on you, not on bread, not on material comforts, not on the fleeting satisfactions of this world, but on your word, your power, and your presence." This discipline is not about what you're giving up. It's about what you're gaining. Fasting shifts your focus from the physical to the spiritual, reminding you that your true sustenance comes from God alone. It creates space in your life for Him to move, speak, and work in ways that are often drowned out by the noise of everyday life. Through fasting, you declare that nothing is more important than your relationship with God. It is a statement of trust, an acknowledgement that every need, physical, emotional, and spiritual, is met by Him. In fasting, you align your heart with His will, quieting the desires of the flesh to amplify the voice of the Spirit. It is not about losing. It is about gaining clarity, strength, and a deeper connection with the One who sustains you. In Mark 9:29, Jesus shared a profound spiritual principle. This kind can come out only by prayer and fasting. These words reveal a critical truth. Some battles in life cannot be won through prayer alone. There are spiritual strongholds so deeply entrenched, chains so tightly bound, and challenges so persistent that they require the added sacrifice and focus of fasting. Fasting is not a replacement for prayer, but a divine multiplier, amplifying the power and intensity of your prayers. It sharpens your spiritual awareness, aligns your heart with God's will, and demonstrates your complete dependence on His power. Fasting is the key to unlocking breakthroughs that seem impossible. It is an act of humility that says, "Lord, I cannot do this in my own strength. I need you." By denying yourself and seeking God wholeheartedly, you invite His supernatural intervention into the areas of your life that human effort cannot reach. Let me share a testimony that illustrates this truth. A man who had been bound by addiction for years tried everything to break free. He prayed fervently, sought counseling, and remained active in his church community, but the chain of addiction persisted. Finally, he committed to a 7-day fast, dedicating himself fully to seeking God. On the 5th day, something incredible happened. A supernatural release. The addiction that had enslaved him for over a decade was broken in an instant. Why? Because fasting creates a space for God's power to move where human effort and willpower fail. Fasting doesn't just add to your prayers, it transforms them. It demonstrates the seriousness of your faith, the depth of your surrender, and your hunger for God's intervention. Whatever stronghold you face, fasting may be the key to your victory, unlocking the breakthrough you've been longing for. Imagine standing before a massive tree, axe in hand. You swing with all your might, sweat pouring, muscles straining, and yet, after hours of effort, the tree barely shows a dent. The problem is not your strength or determination, it's the dullness of your axe. No matter how much effort you put in, a dull axe cannot achieve the desired result. This is a picture of how we often approach life's challenges. We pray, strive, and work tirelessly, yet certain obstacles remain unmoved. This is where fasting comes in. It is the act of sharpening your spiritual axe. Fasting doesn't simply add more effort, it makes your effort more effective. It fine-tunes your spiritual sensitivity, clearing away distractions and aligning your heart with God's will. When you fast, you're not just abstaining from food, you're stepping into a deeper dependence on God. Fasting amplifies your prayers, strengthens your faith, and positions you to receive divine wisdom and strength. It clears the clutter of worldly noise, allowing you to hear His voice with greater clarity. Obstacles that once felt immovable begin to crumble because you are no longer relying on your own strength, but tapping into the limitless power of God. Think of fasting as spiritual preparation. Just as a sharpened axe cuts efficiently, a heart that has been refined through fasting is equipped to face the challenges ahead. The barriers you couldn't break through before are now no match for the precision and power that comes from fasting. Instead of exhausting yourself swinging a dull axe, take the time to sharpen it. In fasting, you align yourself with God's strength, and through Him, even the tallest trees of opposition will fall. Before Jesus began His earthly ministry, He embarked on a 40-day fast in the wilderness. This was no coincidence. It was an intentional act of preparation. Jesus knew the road ahead would be filled with immense challenges, spiritual warfare, and the ultimate sacrifice for humanity. Fasting was His way of fortifying His spirit, sharpening His focus, and fully aligning Himself with the Father's will. This period of fasting wasn't simply about physical deprivation, it was about spiritual empowerment. During those 40 days, Jesus resisted the temptations of the enemy, demonstrating that true strength comes not from earthly sustenance, but from complete reliance on God. Fasting equipped Him to confront the devil's lies with unwavering truth, solidifying His readiness to fulfill His divine purpose. Think of an athlete training for the Olympics. They endure grueling preparation, sacrificing comfort and convenience to reach their peak performance. In the same way, Jesus used fasting as spiritual training to overcome the weight of His mission. He showed us that fasting is not just preparation, it is power. If Jesus, the Son of God, fasted to prepare for His purpose, how much more should we? Through fasting, we too can receive the strength and clarity to fulfill our calling. If you feel stuck, as though your life has hit a plateau, or if there's an ache in your spirit telling you that there is more purpose, more fulfillment, more of God's power, then fasting is the key to unlocking your next level. Fasting clears the noise and distractions that so often crowd our minds and hearts. It refocuses your attention, silences the world's chaos, and creates an open space for God to work in your life. Through fasting, you align your heart with God's purpose, inviting Him to reveal the steps you need to take to step fully into your destiny. But fasting isn't just about changing your circumstances, it changes you. It's like holding up a spiritual mirror, reflecting the areas of your life you might not otherwise see. Fasting brings hidden struggles into the light: pride, impatience, self-reliance, and even misplace priorities. But don't let this revelation discourage you. This isn't about shame. God's intention isn't to condemn but to cleanse. Fasting is a process of purification, a way of surrendering those areas to Him so He can refine and transform you. As the layers of distraction and self-sufficiency are stripped away, you'll find yourself becoming more dependent on God's strength, more attuned to His voice, and more connected to His will. Fasting is not about deprivation but about transformation. It's an invitation to deeper intimacy with God, a refining process that prepares you for the greater things He has in store. When you fast, you're not just seeking change, you're becoming the person God created you to be. So, if you feel stuck, know that fasting can be the breakthrough you've been waiting for, a pathway to clarity, renewal, and divine purpose. In 2 Chronicles 20, King Jehoshaphat faced an overwhelming challenge. A vast army was advancing against Judah, and defeat seemed inevitable. Instead of panicking or relying on military strategies, the king did something extraordinary. He called the entire nation to fast and seek the Lord. Men, women, and children came together, humbling themselves before God, crying out for His intervention. Their fasting and prayers reached heaven, and God responded with a powerful word. The battle is not yours but God's. Without lifting a sword, Judah witnessed a miraculous victory as their enemies turned on one another. This is the power of fasting. It moves the hand of God to fight battles we cannot win on our own. Fasting is like planting a seed in fertile soil. At first, it may seem like nothing is happening. You may feel the discomfort, the sacrifice, and the waiting, but beneath the surface, something powerful is taking place. Just as a seed takes time to sprout and bear fruit, fasting prepares your spirit for a season of growth and fruitfulness. It positions you for God's intervention, allowing His power to work in ways you cannot see. Trust the process. The act of fasting aligns your heart with God's will, creating an environment for His blessings to flourish. Though you may not see immediate results, know that God is working behind the scenes. In due season, you will reap a harvest far greater than you imagined. A harvest of breakthroughs, provision, and victories that only God can bring. Like Judah, your fasting can turn the impossible into a testimony of God's faithfulness. So, plant the seed of fasting with faith, and watch as God moves in ways that exceed your expectations. Fasting is not easy. It challenges every part of your being. Your body will resist the hunger. Your mind will rebel against the discomfort. And your heart may question whether the sacrifice is even necessary. It's a battle between flesh and spirit, and every moment of it requires determination and faith. But this is the beauty of fasting. It strips away the superficial comforts we lean on, forcing us to rely fully on God. In those moments of struggle, remember the truth of Hebrews 12:11. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. The temporary discomfort of fasting is not without purpose. It refines you, strengthens your spirit, and prepares you for the eternal rewards that come from surrendering to God. Through fasting, you are transformed, becoming more sensitive to His voice, more aligned with His will, and more equipped to walk in your divine purpose. Every moment of sacrifice draws you closer to the breakthroughs you've been longing for. Chosen ones, the time is now. The answers you seek, the victories you desire, and the changes you crave are not found in convenience or ease. They are found in surrender. Fasting is not just about giving something up. It's about gaining something far greater. It is the key to unlocking the power of God in your life, breaking strongholds, and opening doors that have been shut for far too long. Will you answer the call? Will you take the test? This is your moment to step into the fullness of what God has for you. Say yes to the challenge, embrace the discipline, and trust that the harvest of righteousness and peace will follow. The reward is worth the sacrifice. Let us pray together. Heavenly Father, We come before you, desperate for your presence. We lay down every distraction, every excuse, and every fear. Ignite a fire within us, Lord, a hunger for your word, your glory, and your purpose. We declare today that we will embrace the discipline of fasting with faith and perseverance. Strengthen us to press through the discomfort and align our hearts with your will. Break every chain, heal every wound, and open the doors to supernatural breakthroughs. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. If this message has touched your heart, take action now. Like, subscribe, and comment, "Jesus, I am ready." Share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Your obedience in spreading God's word is planting seeds of hope, faith, and transformation. Fasting is your test, your weapon, and your pathway to victory. Embrace it with boldness. Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you. Together, let us rise as the chosen ones and set the world ablaze with His glory. The time is now. Will you answer the call? What I'm about to share may surprise you, perhaps even shock you. But let me tell you this. If you are watching this video right now, it's not by accident. The universe, guided by divine orchestration, has brought you here for a reason. God is preparing something extraordinary for you. Your life is about to change forever, and soon you will experience a level of financial freedom and abundance that you've only dreamed of. Yes, you heard that right. Money will flow to you like water, effortlessly and abundantly. This isn't just about financial gain. It's about a total transformation, spiritual, emotional, and energetic. The very breakthroughs you've been praying for, waiting for, and perhaps even doubting at times are no longer distant possibilities. They are becoming your reality right now. Before we dive into this life-changing message, I want you to pause this video and take 3 simple steps. First, hit that like button. Second, subscribe to this channel to help us reach 30,000 subscribers. Third, leave a comment with the number 99. Why? Because this number symbolizes the completion of a divine cycle, and it sends a powerful signal to the universe, amplifying the energy of this message. If you are truly one of the chosen ones, you'll watch this video until the very end, because deep down, your spirit already knows this message is meant for you. Those who are not ready to receive this truth might not make it to the end, but for those who do, your life will never be the same. Now, let's get into it. Imagine standing at the threshold of a great breakthrough. You've endured countless hardships, sacrificed more than most, and worked tirelessly to build a better future. And now, you are on the cusp of something extraordinary. Your struggles are about to transform into blessings, and your scarcity is about to be replaced by overflow. But this breakthrough isn't just about material wealth. No, it's much deeper than that. It's about an abundance of peace, joy, and opportunities that will leave you in awe. The universe has been aligning every detail of your life to ensure that you receive all that you've worked so hard for. Every setback, every delay, every closed door was preparing you for this moment. When this breakthrough comes, it will feel like a floodgate opening. Opportunities, blessings, and resources will pour into your life like a river that's finally found its course. But remember, the universe works in divine timing. The trials you've endured weren't there to punish you. They were there to prepare you. Without them, you wouldn't have the strength, wisdom, or resilience to handle what's coming. It's easy to reflect on your past and feel the weight of the pain you've endured. The sleepless nights that stretched endlessly, the heartbreaks that left you questioning your strength, and the moments when giving up seemed like the only option. At the time, those struggles may have felt overwhelming, even unbearable, and you might have wondered why life seemed so difficult. But here's a powerful truth. Every single one of those challenges was necessary. Each trial was a lesson, a stepping stone, preparing you for something far greater than you could imagine. Without them, you wouldn't be the person you are today. Think of a diamond. It begins as a simple piece of carbon, but under intense heat and pressure, it transforms into something brilliant, valuable, and indestructible. Without that pressure, it would remain just an ordinary lump of coal. Your journey mirrors this transformation. The struggles you faced didn't come to destroy you. They came to refine you, to shape you into someone strong, resilient, and capable of embracing the abundance and opportunities that are now on the horizon. Every tear you shed, every moment of doubt, and every setback was building something within you: wisdom, endurance, and a deeper understanding of life. The sleepless nights taught you resilience. The heartbreaks opened your heart to greater compassion and understanding. The moments of despair strengthened your resolve and forced you to dig deeper, to find a strength within yourself that you didn't even know existed. These experiences have prepared you, not just to survive, but to thrive. Now, as you stand at the edge of a new chapter, know that you are ready. The foundation has been laid. Those painful moments have been transformed into the strength and wisdom you need to step fully into your purpose. This is your time to reap the harvest of everything you've sown through your perseverance. The trials were not the end, they were the preparation. What lies ahead is a reward, far greater than the struggles you've endured. Your journey was never in vain, and now the fruits of your growth are about to unfold in ways that will take your breath away. You may not see it all right now, but trust this: there is a divine blueprint for your life. Every experience you've had, every person you've encountered, and every challenge you've faced has been part of a carefully orchestrated plan. Nothing you've been through is random or without purpose. The moments of joy, the seasons of struggle, and the quiet in-betweens all serve as pieces of a puzzle that is now beginning to take shape. Right now, you are entering a pivotal phase in your life where this divine plan will unfold in ways more beautiful and more extraordinary than you can imagine. The wealth that's coming your way is not just material, it's holistic, encompassing every facet of your being. This wealth is your divine birthright, a manifestation of the life of abundance you were always meant to live. It's more than money. It's the richness of meaningful relationships that uplift and inspire you. It's the gift of endless opportunities that align with your deepest passions. It's the quiet, unshakable peace that comes from living a life of purpose and fulfillment. This abundance doesn't just touch your finances. It enhances your spiritual growth, your emotional well-being, and your sense of connection to the world around you. When you align yourself with this divine plan, everything begins to fall into place. Your struggles and triumphs, your unique talents and dreams, they all converge into a singular path that leads you toward the life you were designed to live. Your gifts are not random. They were given to you for a reason. Your passions are not mere interests. They are clues guiding you toward your destiny. These are the tools you will use to manifest a life that reflects the true essence of who you are and what you are capable of achieving. The beauty of this alignment is that it feels effortless. Instead of forcing things to happen, you'll find doors opening where you once saw walls. Opportunities will appear that perfectly match your skills and desires. Relationships will blossom that nurture your spirit and propel you forward. When you trust in the divine plan and embrace the abundance waiting for you, you step into the life you've always been destined to live. A life where every aspect of your being thrives. I know it's hard to trust when life has thrown so many challenges your way. When you've spent years struggling, fighting battles no one else sees, and enduring a reality of scarcity, trusting in abundance can feel almost impossible. It's easy to wonder if things will ever change, to feel that the universe has forgotten you. But let me tell you something powerful. Even when it doesn't seem like it, the universe is always working behind the scenes, aligning every detail of your life to bring you exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. Financial abundance is not a question of if, but when. Every setback, every rejection, every delay you've experienced was not a punishment. It was preparation. Think of the detours you've taken not as obstacles, but as alternate routes carefully designed to lead you to something even greater. The universe knows your needs, your desires, and your dreams intimately. It knows the exact timing required for you to receive those blessings fully and sustainably. Sometimes the delays are there to build your strength, to help you grow, or to ensure that you're ready to handle the incredible abundance waiting for you. Your role in this divine process is simple yet profound. Trust, have patience, and remain open. Trust that everything is unfolding as it should, even when you can't see the full picture. Patience doesn't mean passivity. It means staying grounded in the belief that what's meant for you will find its way to you. And openness means letting go of doubts and fears so you can receive the blessings that are already making their way into your life. One day soon, you'll look back and realize that every challenge was a lesson in disguise. Every delay was a blessing wrapped in patience. You'll see how the seemingly disconnected pieces of your journey fit together perfectly, forming a picture more beautiful than you could have imagined. The universe doesn't make mistakes. Trust in the process, trust in the timing, and trust in the abundance that's destined to flow into your life. You are closer to your breakthrough than you think, so hold on and stay ready for the blessings to come. Patience is one of the most powerful tools you have on your journey to success. It's not just about waiting, it's about trusting that everything is unfolding in perfect alignment with divine timing. Even when you can't see progress on the surface, know that the seeds of your dreams are taking root and growing beneath the soil. Think of a seed. It doesn't sprout the moment it's planted. It takes time, care, sunlight, water, and the right conditions to grow into a strong and beautiful plant. The process can't be rushed, and neither can your journey to abundance. Your prosperity works the same way. The dreams and goals you've nurtured are growing, maturing, and evolving, even if you can't see the full picture yet. Every moment of waiting isn't wasted. It's a vital part of the process. It's in these moments that you are being prepared, strengthened, and refined for the incredible blessings that are coming your way. When the time is right, your efforts will bear fruit in ways that exceed your expectations, blossoming into a life of abundance, joy, and fulfillment. Patience requires faith. It asks you to trust that everything is happening as it should, even when progress feels slow or non-existent. It's about staying grounded and refusing to let doubt or fear take root in your heart. Each passing day, even in the waiting, is moving you closer to the abundance you've dreamed of. Keep nurturing your goals, stay resilient in your faith, and trust in the process. Remember, the best is yet to come, and the life you're building will be worth every moment of patience and perseverance. Imagine a life where money flows to you effortlessly, like water running through a clear, endless stream. Gone are the days of worry about bills, debts, or financial limitations. Instead, you live in a state of ease, knowing that financial freedom is not just possible, it's your reality. This isn't some far-off dream, it's the new chapter you're stepping into, a chapter where abundance and prosperity are your everyday companions. Financial freedom doesn't mean reckless spending or indulgence without purpose. It means living with peace of mind, unburdened by the constant stress of making ends meet. It's about having the resources to enjoy life fully while staying grounded in gratitude and wisdom. Picture yourself walking through life with confidence, knowing that you have the means to meet your needs and fulfill your desires, whether it's traveling the world, experiencing cultures you've always dreamed of, or giving generously to causes close to your heart. Financial freedom empowers you to live boldly and joyfully. Now, imagine the home you've always envisioned, a place of comfort, beauty, and safety that reflects the life you've worked so hard to create. Visualize waking up every morning without the weight of financial stress, free to focus on what truly matters, your passions, your loved ones, and your purpose. This isn't a fantasy. This is the reality waiting for you. It's a life where money is no longer a source of fear, but a tool for creating joy, sharing abundance, and building a legacy. This is the freedom you've been destined to experience, and it's closer than you think. The stream of abundance is flowing. Step into it with confidence. To fully embrace the wealth that is already destined for you, it's crucial to align yourself with it on every level: mind, heart, and soul. This means letting go of limiting beliefs that have held you back. Beliefs like, money is hard to come by, or success isn't meant for me. These thoughts are barriers to abundance, blocking the flow of prosperity that is trying to reach you. Instead, replace them with empowering affirmations such as, money flows to me effortlessly, I attract wealth with ease, and I am worthy of unlimited success. By shifting your mindset, you create a fertile ground for abundance to take root and grow. Visualization is another powerful tool for alignment. Take a moment to picture the life you desire. See it vividly in your mind, the home of your dreams, filled with warmth and beauty. Imagine yourself driving the car you've always wanted, feeling the freedom of the open road. Picture yourself traveling to breathtaking destinations, immersing yourself in new cultures and experiences. Envision the joy of giving back, contributing to causes that touch your heart, and knowing you're making a difference in the world. The clearer and more detailed your vision, the stronger its pull becomes, aligning your energy with the reality you wish to create. Alignment is about more than thoughts. It's about embodying the energy of abundance in your actions and attitudes. Act as though you're already living the life you envision. Practice gratitude for what you have and what's on its way. When your mindset, energy, and actions are in harmony, abundance begins to manifest faster than you could imagine. Trust in the process. Let go of doubts and watch as the wealth you've always dreamed of flows naturally into your life. You are not here by accident. You are here for a reason, chosen and guided by a divine purpose that is leading you toward unstoppable success. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt has been part of your preparation for this moment. The road has not been easy, but it has been worth it. Each step you've taken, no matter how small, has been building the foundation for the life of abundance that is now within your reach. Now is your time to shine. The abundance you've been waiting for is no longer a distant dream. It's rushing toward you. Trust in divine timing, even when it feels like nothing is happening. The universe has been working tirelessly behind the scenes, aligning every piece of your journey so that your blessings arrive exactly when you are ready to receive them. Align yourself with this flow, open your heart to the possibilities, and embrace the wealth, joy, and opportunities that are already yours. Chosen ones, the future is bright. What lies ahead is more extraordinary than anything you've imagined. Your life is about to transform in ways that will leave you in awe. Believe it, receive it, and step boldly into the reality you were born to live. Thank you for allowing this message to speak into your heart. If it has inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Help us spread this light by hitting the like button and sharing this video with someone who needs encouragement. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and join this community of chosen ones as we step into a new era of purpose, abundance, and unstoppable success. Your best days are not behind you. They are ahead of you. Your life will never be the same again. If you are watching this video, understand that it is by divine design. You did not stumble upon this message by accident. God led you here because something powerful is about to unfold in your life. The delay is over, the barriers are breaking, and the promises that seemed distant are now within your reach. For too long, you have watched others rise while you remained in the shadows. You have endured the pain of waiting, the burden of expectations unfulfilled, and the weight of dreams deferred. You have prayed, you have sacrificed, you have fought battles in silence. But hear this clearly, your season of waiting is over. Every closed door, every missed opportunity, every setback was not a rejection but a preparation. God was refining you, strengthening you, and positioning you for something greater than you ever imagined. And now, the time has come. This is more than just a financial breakthrough. This is about divine timing, supernatural acceleration, and stepping into the fullness of your destiny. The destiny written for you before you even took your first breath. The enemy tried to hold you back. Circumstances tried to break you. But you endured. You remained faithful even when everything around you told you to quit. And because of that faithfulness, God is about to reward you in ways that will leave those around you speechless. But before we go any further, take a moment to activate this shift in your life. Like this message, comment 11 as a declaration of alignment with divine timing, and subscribe to ensure you never miss what God is about to do in your life. The universe, the divine, and every force working on your behalf are now moving at full speed. If you ever believed the struggle would last forever, if you ever questioned whether your prayers were heard, listen carefully. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. God has not forgotten you. He has seen the silent tears you cried when no one was watching. He has heard the prayers you whispered in the dark, the ones you weren't even sure reached heaven. He has felt the weight of your struggles, the exhaustion in your spirit, and the moments when you gave, even when you had nothing left. He witnessed the nights you pressed forward despite your weariness, the days when everything inside of you screamed to quit, yet you chose to hold on. Every battle you fought in silence, every moment of pain, and every season of waiting were not in vain. They were not meant to break you, but to prepare you. Your faith has been tested, your endurance refined, and your spirit strengthened. What once seemed like endless delays were actually moments of divine alignment, positioning you for a victory that will be undeniable. And now, the time has come for you to reap what you have sown. The disappointments, the setbacks, the hardships, they are no longer your story. You are stepping into a new reality. The old version of you, the one who doubted, the one who struggled, the one who felt unworthy, no longer exists. That person is gone. You are rising. You are stepping into a life where abundance is your portion, where lack is no longer your story, and where God's divine favor follows you in everything you do. This is your season. This is your moment. And nothing, no force in this world, can stop what God has set in motion. Walk forward in faith, with confidence and boldness, knowing that everything is aligning for your highest good. The very things you once prayed for are now manifesting. What once felt impossible is now within reach. Get ready, because this is just the beginning of something greater than you ever imagined. You have endured the hardships, the doubts, and the setbacks, but hear this: every challenge was a refining fire, molding you into the person you were always meant to be. Nothing you have gone through was wasted. Every tear, every moment of uncertainty, every painful waiting season, it all had a purpose. Your pain was not in vain. It was preparation. Your waiting was not wasted. It was alignment. And now, God is about to pour blessings into your life in ways you never expected. Doors that once seemed permanently closed will suddenly swing open. Opportunities will appear in places where you once saw only obstacles. The very people who doubted you, who ridiculed your faith, and who dismissed your potential will watch in amazement as you rise beyond their expectations. But this elevation is not about revenge. It is not about proving anyone wrong or seeking validation. This is about God's glory shining through you in a way that no one can ignore. When God blesses His chosen ones, He does it in a way that leaves no room for doubt, so that the world knows it was His hand that made it happen. And understand this: abundance is not just about wealth. It is about peace that cannot be shaken. It is about walking in your true purpose. It is about stepping boldly into the divine calling placed on your life before you even took your first breath. When you stop seeking approval from the world and start walking in full alignment with God's plan, that is when the floodgates of prosperity open. What you once chased will now chase you. What you once longed for will now be drawn to you effortlessly, because you are moving in divine alignment. So prepare yourself. The struggles that once defined your life are now part of your testimony. What once seemed impossible is now inevitable. Everything that has been working against you is now shifting in your favor. Everything that felt scattered is now aligning. Everything that appeared broken is now coming together in divine order. God is about to move in your life in a way that will leave you speechless. The season of waiting is over. The season of breakthroughs has begun. Get ready. You may have been overlooked, underestimated, and even betrayed, but understand this. Every bit of it was necessary for this moment. The people who dismissed you, the ones who doubted your potential and ridiculed your faith, will soon witness firsthand how God's favor works. But their recognition is not what you need, and their validation was never required. The only approval that matters is God's, and He has already chosen you. Your journey is not just about you. Your breakthrough is meant to inspire, to uplift, and to remind others that faith, perseverance, and divine alignment always lead to victory. Your testimony will bring hope to those who are still in their waiting season, proving that God is always faithful. So stand tall, chosen one. Everything that was meant to break you has only made you stronger. The struggle, the moments of just barely getting by, the nights of questioning if you would ever see the light, it is over. God is opening doors you never even knew existed. He is placing you in rooms you never thought you would enter. The things you once longed for, prayed for, and fought for are now within your grasp. This is not just another season. This is your season of overflow, abundance, and divine transformation. The enemy tried to trap you in a cycle of lack, doubt, and fear, but those chains are breaking. You are stepping into generational wealth, divine opportunities, and a future far greater than anything you imagined. But with this blessing comes a responsibility to be wise, discerning, and steadfast. Not everyone will be happy for you. Not everyone will celebrate your breakthrough. Some will question, why you? Some will wonder, why now? But their opinions hold no power over what God has ordained. Do not waste your time explaining yourself to those who will never understand. Do not look back at the people who tried to keep you small. They will watch from the sidelines as you step into your abundance. And when they ask how it happened, when they wonder why you, the answer will be simple. Because God said so. What is happening in your life right now is not just a one-time blessing. This is a continuous flow of divine favor. This is not temporary, not fleeting, not here today and gone tomorrow. This is overflow. You have been tested in the fire, refined through trials, and shaped by seasons of waiting where it seemed like everything was working against you. But through it all, God was preparing you, strengthening you, and molding you into the person who could carry the weight of the blessing that is now being released. Now, because you remained steadfast, because you refused to give up when giving up seemed like the only option, you are stepping into a life of abundance. What once seemed impossible is now your reality. The doors that were once shut are now wide open. The opportunities you never thought would come are now falling into place effortlessly. Everything that was delayed is now being delivered. But remember this wealth, this success, this breakthrough, it is not just for you. It is for a higher purpose. God is blessing you so that you can be a blessing. He is entrusting you with influence, resources, and opportunities, not for selfish gain, but so that you can impact lives, uplift others, and be a living testimony of His faithfulness. This is bigger than material wealth. This is legacy. This is kingdom work. This is destiny unfolding. Walk boldly into this new season, but walk with wisdom. Remain humble, remain grateful, and never forget that every good thing in your life is a gift from above. This is your time. Step into it with confidence, knowing that God has prepared you for this exact moment. He is giving you influence, resources, and opportunities, not for selfish gain, but so that you can be a beacon of His power and love. What is happening in your life is not just about personal success. It is about God's glory being revealed through you. When people see your elevation, they will know, this was not luck, this was not human effort, this was the hand of God. Everything you have endured, Every challenge you have overcome has led you to this exact moment. Get ready, chosen one. This is it. This is your moment. This is your breakthrough. This is the shift you have been waiting for. Everything that once worked against you is now aligning in your favor. The right people, the right opportunities, the right resources. All of it is coming together in divine order. The delays are over. The obstacles that once seemed impossible to move are now clearing before your eyes. What was once a dream is now a reality. One day, you will look back at this very moment and realize it was the turning point. The moment everything changed. The moment when the waiting ended, the doors opened, and the breakthrough you had been praying for finally arrived. You will remember this as the day you stepped into your divine destiny. So do not hesitate. Do not shrink back. Do not let fear or doubt hold you captive. You have not come this far just to stop now. Everything you have endured, every battle you have fought, and every tear you have shed has led you to this very moment. This is not just about material wealth. It is about legacy, purpose, and generational blessings. What God is doing through you will not stop with you. Your obedience, your faith, and your endurance are paving the way for those who will come after you. The chains of struggle, lack, and limitation that have bound your family for generations are breaking with you. God is not just blessing you for your own sake. He is using you to create a ripple effect of abundance that will flow for generations. What was once locked is now open. The barriers that once stood in your way are being removed. The very opportunities you thought were out of reach are now appearing before you. What once seemed distant is now within your grasp. The dreams you carried in your heart, the prayers you whispered in faith, the visions that felt too big, they are now becoming your reality. This is your time. Not tomorrow, not someday, right now. This is the season where divine alignment meets divine acceleration. Everything is shifting in your favor, and nothing can stop what God has set in motion. Step into it. Claim it. Own it. Walk boldly, with your head held high, knowing that you were made for this moment. God has positioned you for victory, and nothing will ever be the same again. The struggles of the past are behind you, and the abundance of the future is ahead. This is your season of victory. Walk into it with confidence, for you are chosen, you are favored, and your time has come. As you step into this new season, remember who you are and who has called you. You are not here by accident. God has chosen you, prepared you, and positioned you for such a time as this. The struggles, the waiting, the disappointments, they were all part of the process, shaping you into the person who can now walk boldly in abundance, purpose, and divine favor. So move forward with confidence and faith. Do not let fear hold you back. Do not allow doubt to rob you of what is already yours. This is your season, your moment, your divine breakthrough. And as you rise, may your testimony be a light to others, a reminder that God's promises are always fulfilled in His perfect timing. If this message has resonated with you, take a moment to activate this shift in your life. Like this video, comment, "I receive it," and subscribe so you never miss another word of encouragement. Your journey is just beginning, and we are here to walk it with you. Thank you for being part of this community. Your best days are ahead. Get ready, because what God has set in motion, nothing can stop. Hello, dear friends. Today, I want to speak to you about a topic that deeply resonates with many of us: isolation. Have you ever felt alone, as if you've been distanced from the people, places, or situations that once felt like the core of your life? Maybe it seems like doors are closing, that invitations no longer come your way, or that you've suddenly become invisible to the world around you. If this is something you're experiencing, I want to assure you that you are not forgotten. Instead, you are being chosen. When God isolates someone, it is not to destroy, but to transform. He does not hide His chosen ones without purpose. Isolation is often a divine setup for a greater revelation, a sign that something extraordinary is on the horizon. It is a time of preparation, protection, and empowerment. In today's message, we will journey together to uncover the 7 reasons why God isolates the chosen. If you have felt distant, unseen, or even rejected, know that this journey has a purpose. God is working within you, shaping your character, and preparing you for the extraordinary mission He has set before you. Each of us has a unique calling, and isolation is often a necessary part of the process. Before we dive in, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. This way, you won't miss any of the inspiring messages we share here, all designed to encourage and uplift your faith journey. Now let's embark on this powerful exploration of why God chooses to isolate those He has called. Number 1. God isolates to protect you. Often, we desire to be in places that seem good, to be part of groups, or to connect with people we admire. However, what we cannot see, God sees. His vision is infinitely broader and deeper. He knows the intentions of every heart and understands the hidden dangers beneath the surface. Sometimes God removes us from environments that appear harmless or even attractive, but are, in reality, harmful to our spiritual, emotional, or mental well-being. This divine distancing is not rejection but protection. God's isolation shields us from relationships, opportunities, and influences that could derail our faith or damage our purpose. Not everyone who enters your life has good intentions. Some may seem kind but carry hidden motives, planting seeds of doubt, insecurity, or distraction. In His wisdom, God may distance you from such people to safeguard your calling. It can feel painful when relationships end, or when you're no longer included, but trust that God is working behind the scenes for your good. During this time, reflect on what truly matters. Use it as an opportunity to draw closer to God and to strengthen your discernment. By moving away from unhealthy connections, you create space for divine appointments, relationships, and opportunities that align with God's will. Number 2. God isolates to prepare you for greater things. Every chosen person in the Bible underwent a period of preparation before stepping into their God-ordained calling. Much like a seed must be buried in the darkness of the soil before it can sprout and flourish, you too may find yourself in a hidden season. This time of obscurity is not a punishment, but a necessary step in God's process of preparing you for the great purpose that lies ahead. Take the story of David. His triumph over Goliath may have been a defining moment, but it was far from the end of his journey. David didn't ascend to the throne immediately after his victory. Instead, he entered a long season of hardship and isolation. He spent years fleeing from King Saul, wandering through the wilderness, and leading a band of distressed, indebted, and discontented men. This group of societal outcasts, under David's guidance, became a loyal and courageous army. This period of isolation and adversity was not wasted. It was in these trials that God shaped David into the king he was destined to become. He developed the patience, resilience, and leadership skills necessary to shepherd an entire nation. David's time in the wilderness taught him to trust God deeply, rely on His timing, and lead with compassion and wisdom. Similarly, your season of isolation has a purpose. It is a time of pruning and refining, a process where God removes what no longer serves you and builds in you the character, strength, and faith required for your mission. This preparation is intentional, ensuring you are equipped to carry the weight of your calling. Promotion in God's kingdom is never rushed. He is deliberate and precise, ensuring His chosen ones are thoroughly prepared for the responsibilities ahead. So if you find yourself in a hidden season, take heart. Your isolation is not wasted. It is God's way of preparing you for something extraordinary, shaping you into the person He has called you to be. Trust the process, for when the time comes, you will be ready to step into your purpose. Number 3. God isolates to empower you. Isolation often brings challenges that test your limits, but within these trials lies an extraordinary opportunity for growth and empowerment. It is in solitude, when the distractions are stripped away, that you begin to uncover strengths, abilities, and qualities you never realized you had. These challenges are not meant to break you. They are designed by God to build you into the person He has called you to be. The story of David exemplifies how isolation can prepare you for greatness. Before he became king, David spent years on the run, hiding from King Saul in the wilderness. During this time, he gathered a group of men who were societal outcasts, discontented, in debt, and considered rejects by others. Yet, through David's leadership, these men transformed into a loyal and courageous army. This process was not easy. It required David to develop patience, resilience, and the ability to see beyond people's flaws, understanding their struggles and guiding them with compassion. Through isolation, David learned to rely on God completely, to trust his timing, and to lead with wisdom and humility. These lessons shaped him into a king after God's own heart, capable of uniting and shepherding an entire nation. Your challenges in isolation are similarly purposeful. They are a refining process, strengthening your faith, teaching you patience, and building your dependence on God. When you emerge from this season, you will not only carry a deeper understanding of who you are, but also a clearer vision of the unique calling God has placed on your life. Trust that the trials of isolation are preparing you for something far greater. They are shaping you into a person equipped with the character, strength, and faith necessary to fulfill God's extraordinary plans for your future. This is not the end. It is your preparation for what's to come. Number 4. God isolates to teach you. Dependence on Him. Isolation has a unique way of stripping away the distractions that so often clutter our lives, leaving us with one constant and unshakable source of comfort and guidance: God Himself. Far from being a punishment, isolation is an invitation to draw closer to Him, to lean on His presence, and to deepen your reliance on His wisdom and love. The story of Elijah beautifully illustrates this truth. After a dramatic showdown with the prophets of Baal, Elijah found himself fleeing into the wilderness, overcome by fear and discouragement in the face of Jezebel's threats. Alone and despondent, he prayed to God, even wishing for his life to end. Yet it was in this very moment of solitude that God met Elijah in a profound and personal way. God did not appear to Elijah in the wind, the earthquake, or the fire. He came in a gentle whisper. In that quiet moment, free from the chaos and distractions of the world, Elijah encountered the heart of God. This gentle interaction restored his strength, renewed his purpose, and prepared him to continue his mission. Your own season of isolation can be just as transformative. In the stillness, away from the noise of daily life, you have a unique opportunity to hear God's voice more clearly. It is in these quiet moments that your relationship with Him can deepen, your faith can grow stronger, and your purpose can become more defined. Do not resist this time of solitude. Instead, embrace it as a sacred season of spiritual renewal. Use it to seek God's presence, to listen for His whisper, and to allow His love and guidance to fill every corner of your heart. In the quiet, you will find strength, clarity, and the unmistakable peace that only God can provide. Number 5. God isolates to refine your character. God often uses isolation as a sacred tool to shape our hearts and refine our character. Just as gold is purified in the fire to remove impurities, isolation serves as a spiritual furnace, burning away the things that hinder our growth: pride, impatience, fear, and even self-reliance. Through this process, God replaces these flaws with virtues like humility, resilience, and a deeper trust in His plans. The story of Joseph is a powerful example of this refining process. Betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, and wrongfully imprisoned, Joseph endured years of painful isolation. Yet, each trial he faced was a stepping stone in God's larger plan. In his time of solitude, Joseph was being prepared for greatness. He learned to trust God in the most challenging circumstances, to forgive those who wronged him, and to steward his gifts with wisdom and integrity. These qualities were essential for the monumental responsibility of governing Egypt and saving countless lives during a famine. Your trials are not random or meaningless. They are intentional moments in God's divine process of refining you. Isolation can feel lonely and unfair, but it is in these seasons that God does His deepest work within you. He is shaping your character, preparing your heart, and building the strength you will need to fulfill your purpose. Trust in this process, even when the purpose isn't clear. Just as Joseph's years of hardship positioned him for a life-changing elevation, your season of isolation is setting the stage for something far greater than you can imagine. Let God's refining fire mold you into the person He has called you to be, for His plans are always good, and His timing is always perfect. Number 6. God isolates to test and strengthen your faith. Isolation can be one of the most challenging experiences in life, often feeling like abandonment. Yet it is important to understand that these moments are not signs of God's absence, but rather opportunities for a deeper test of faith. The question arises, will you trust God even when you feel unseen, forgotten, or alone? Jesus Himself faced this in one of the most profound ways during His 40 days in the wilderness. Isolated and vulnerable, He was tempted by the devil, who sought to exploit His physical hunger and solitude. Yet Jesus did not falter. Instead, He leaned on the power of prayer and the truth of Scripture to overcome each temptation. His reliance on God during this period of isolation not only defeated the enemy, but also prepared Him for the ministry that lay ahead. Through this time of solitude, Jesus was strengthened spiritually, mentally, and emotionally to fulfill His mission of saving humanity. Your faith is much like a muscle. It only grows stronger when it is tested and stretched. In isolation, when circumstances feel bleak and answers seem distant, you are given the chance to trust God in ways that deepen your dependence on Him. This resistance, though uncomfortable, builds spiritual strength and prepares you for greater challenges ahead. Isolation is not a punishment, but a divine appointment, a sacred time where God works within you to strengthen your faith, sharpen your focus, and refine your purpose. It is in these moments that you learn to cling to God's promises, even when everything around you suggests otherwise. Trust in His presence and His plan, for the wilderness is never the end of the story. It is where faith is fortified and victories are won. Number 7. God isolates to elevate you. Finally, God isolates His chosen ones because elevation often requires intentional and thorough preparation. Before revealing someone to the world, God works on them in private, away from the distractions and noise of public life. This hidden season is where He refines their character, builds their faith, and equips them with the wisdom and resilience needed to fulfill their calling. Consider the story of Joseph, a young man who endured years of isolation and hardship before his destiny was fulfilled. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and wrongfully imprisoned, Joseph could have easily believed his life had no purpose. Yet God was working behind the scenes, preparing him for a position of unparalleled influence. From the depths of a prison cell, Joseph was suddenly elevated to become the governor of Egypt, second only to Pharaoh. This remarkable transformation was not a coincidence, but a divine plan that unfolded at the perfect time. When God decides to elevate His chosen ones, no force on earth or in heaven can stop it. The season of isolation you may be experiencing is not a sign of failure or rejection. It is evidence that God is setting the stage for something extraordinary in your life. In this time of hiddenness, trust that He is orchestrating every detail for your ultimate good and His glory. Your isolation is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of something far greater than you can imagine. When the time is right, God will reveal you to the world in a way that leaves no doubt about His power and faithfulness. Until that moment, embrace the preparation, for it is shaping you into the person God has called you to be. From Moses to Paul, the Bible is filled with stories of isolation that led to greatness. Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before leading Israel out of Egypt. Paul withdrew to the Arabian desert after his conversion, using the time to deepen his understanding of the gospel. Even Jesus withdrew to solitary places to pray and prepare for His mission. Each of these examples reminds us that isolation is a season of preparation, not punishment. It is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to draw closer to God. If this message resonates with you, I invite you to declare with faith, "I am chosen." By doing so, you are affirming that God is at work in your life, even in moments of solitude. Share this message with others who may be in a season of isolation. Let them know that they too are chosen and that God is preparing them for something extraordinary. Remember, isolation is not the end. It is the beginning of a divine revelation. Trust the process. Lean into God's presence and prepare your heart for the greatness that lies ahead. The best is yet to come. You are here for a reason. Stop everything else and focus, because what you're about to hear will change your life forever. This message is not for everyone. It is specifically for the chosen ones, those handpicked by God for His divine purpose. If you are unsure whether this is for you, take a moment to listen. If it resonates, it's because it was meant for you. If not, feel free to turn away. But know this: those who stay to the end will discover a truth so powerful, it will transform your heart, spirit, and destiny. I am here as a messenger, a vessel for the Most High God, delivering a word that can no longer wait. This is not a message of comfort, but of urgency and fire, a message that burns within my spirit and must be released. Listen carefully. You are standing at the threshold of your final test. This is not just another challenge. It is the ultimate test, the one that will determine whether you break through to your destiny or remain in the wilderness of waiting. It is the test that will separate the ready from the unready, the faithful from the wavering. Until you pass this test, nothing will change. Every door will remain shut, every effort will feel futile, and every step forward will seem like walking in circles. But if you overcome, everything will shift. This is not a time for pretty words or false comfort. This is a wake-up call, a truth that will ignite your soul and propel you into action. Are you ready to receive it? If so, prepare your heart and let these words sink deep into your spirit. This test is not about your strength, intelligence, or accomplishments. It is about the condition of your heart, the depth of your faith, and your ability to endure. It is about whether you can hold on to God's promises when everything around you suggests giving up. It's about trusting Him in the silence, leaning into His will during the storms, and remaining steadfast when life feels unbearable. Look at Joseph, a man chosen by God for greatness. God gave Joseph dreams, visions of leadership, and a destiny that would elevate him above his brothers. But before Joseph could step into the promise, he was plunged into a season of testing. Betrayed by his own family, sold into slavery, and falsely accused, Joseph found himself in prison, seemingly forgotten and far from the dreams God had shown him. Yet these trials were not a punishment. They were a divine preparation. Why did God allow Joseph to endure such hardships? Because Joseph wasn't ready for the palace until he had been refined in the pit. The trials weren't meant to break him, but to shape him. God wasn't just preparing the blessing for Joseph. He was preparing Joseph to carry the blessing with humility, wisdom, and strength. In the same way, God is working in your life. The test you are enduring is not to harm you, but to refine you. It is stripping away everything that could hinder your divine calling: fear, doubt, pride, insecurity. It is cultivating in you a faith that cannot be shaken, a trust in God that is unwavering, and a heart that is fully surrendered. Isaiah 48:10 declares, "I have refined you, though not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction." The furnace is not a place of punishment. It is a place of transformation. God allows the heat of trials to burn away impurities and strengthen the character required for your destiny. His primary focus is not on what He's giving you, but on who you are becoming in the process. Understand this: God's blessings are never just for your enjoyment. They are entrusted to those who can steward them for His glory. The transformation happening within you is essential. because the weight of your calling is too great to be carried by unprepared hands. This test, though painful, is shaping you into a vessel worthy of God's purpose. Embrace it, for your transformation is the key to unlocking the promise. When you emerge, you will be stronger, wiser, and ready to walk fully in the destiny God has prepared for you. Hold on, chosen one. This refining process is creating in you a heart that reflects the very image of God. The promise is near. Some of you find yourselves in a place that feels all too familiar, a place where prayers for breakthroughs seem to go unanswered, where every effort to move forward feels blocked, and where the circumstances you long to change remain stubbornly the same. You've asked why. You've cried out to God for answers. And here's the hard truth. You didn't pass the test. Like the Israelites, who wandered in the wilderness for 40 years, you've been circling the same mountains of delay, frustration, and disappointment. The Israelites doubted God's promises and allowed fear to dictate their actions. Instead of trusting the one who had parted the Red Sea, they complained, hesitated, and disobeyed. As a result, they delayed their destiny and missed the victory that could have been theirs much sooner. But this doesn't have to be your story. God's will for your life is not endless wandering, but victorious living. The test you're facing now is not meant to defeat you. It is designed to elevate you. God's desire is to move you forward, to open doors, and to bring you into the fullness of His promises. But He cannot do that until you are ready. The test before you is not punishment, it is preparation. Pass this test, and every barrier holding you back will break. Pass this test, and you will step into a new season of divine purpose and fulfillment. Consider Jesus, our ultimate example. Before He began His ministry, He was led by the Spirit into the wilderness, a place of testing. For 40 days and nights, He endured hunger, faced relentless temptation, and battled the enemy Himself. Yet, this time in the wilderness was not a punishment. It was preparation. It was here that His obedience was tested, His faith was solidified, and His mission was clarified. The wilderness was necessary. Without the wilderness, there would have been no cross. Without the cross, there would have been no resurrection. And without the resurrection, there would be no victory over sin and death. Jesus' time of testing was not just for Him, it was for us. It paved the way for the ultimate triumph that changed eternity. Your wilderness serves a similar purpose. It is not a dead end. It is the pathway to your promise. It is shaping you, refining you, and aligning you with God's will. The breakthrough you seek, the victory you long for, and the purpose you desire are all on the other side of this test. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Trust that God's plans are good, that His promises are true, and that He is working all things together for your good. This test is your gateway to greater things. Step into it with faith, endure it with trust, and emerge victorious, ready to fulfill the destiny God has prepared for you. You cannot pray this test away, skip it, or avoid it. No amount of pleading will cause God to remove the refining process, because it is not born out of cruelty, but out of His deep, abiding love for you. He knows that the blessing you've been asking for, the promotion, the relationship, the calling, is not just a gift, it's a responsibility. Without the foundation of faith, character, and endurance forged in the fire, the very blessing you desire could overwhelm and crush you. God loves you far too much to allow that to happen. Instead, He places you in the fire, not to destroy you, but to refine you, to shape you into the person capable of carrying the weight of His purpose. 2 Corinthians 4:17 reminds us, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." The struggles you are enduring now, the unanswered prayers, the long waits, the heartaches, are not without purpose. They are temporary, but the glory they are producing is eternal. The fire of testing may feel overwhelming, but it is burning away the impurities that cannot go with you into your destiny: fear, doubt, pride, and any reliance on your own strength. Think of a blacksmith refining silver. The process involves intense heat, enough to melt away every impurity, leaving only the purest form of the metal behind. This is what God is doing in you. The flames may feel fierce, but they are under His control. He is the master craftsman, carefully tending the fire to ensure it doesn't consume you, but instead refines and strengthens you. He is not punishing you. He is preparing you. This refining process is not about withholding your promise. It is about ensuring that both you and the promise are ready. The glory that awaits you on the other side of this test is far greater than the pain of enduring it. The character, wisdom, and faith you gain in this season will not only prepare you for the blessing, but will also enable you to sustain it and glorify God through it. You cannot rush this process because it is essential for your transformation. The person you are becoming matters more to God than the blessing itself. He is not just answering your prayers. He is elevating your spirit, deepening your trust, and aligning your heart with His divine purpose. Failing this test means more than just a temporary setback. It means remaining stuck in the same frustrating cycles of waiting, delay, and unfulfilled promises. It means circling the same mountain of doubt and disappointment, unable to move forward into the fullness of what God has planned for your life. But listen closely. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to repeat the same patterns or live in a perpetual state of almost. God's plan for you is not one of stagnation, but one of hope, victory, and divine purpose. The test you're facing is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to shape you. God is using this moment to prepare you for what's ahead. The blessings you've been praying for are not just rewards. They are responsibilities. To carry them well, you must first become the person God has called you to be. Strong in faith, unwavering in trust, and aligned with His will. This is your moment. Chosen one. The test before you is not an obstacle. It is the key to your breakthrough. It is the bridge between who you are now and who God has destined you to become. It is refining you, strengthening you, and readying you for the next level of your calling. Do not let fear or frustration cause you to give up. Stand firm in the face of the trial, knowing that God is working all things for your good. Pass this test, and you will step into a season of transformation, victory, and purpose beyond anything you've imagined. The path to your destiny starts here. Walk boldly into it with faith. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead, the power of resurrection, triumph, and unshakable victory, lives within you. This is not just a comforting thought. It is a divine reality. You are not alone in the battle you face. Heaven is fighting for you, and all of God's promises are standing firm on your behalf. Jeremiah 29:11 assures us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." But stepping into that future requires something of you. It demands endurance to press on when the road is long, faith to trust God when His plans are unclear, and surrender to release control and submit fully to His will. These qualities are not easy to cultivate, but they are essential for unlocking the life God has prepared for you. Do not fear the fire you are walking through. It may feel intense, but it is not meant to consume you. It is refining you, purifying you, and preparing you for the greatness that lies ahead. Resist the urge to escape the process or rush its timing. God is faithful. What He has begun in you, He will bring to completion. Trust the one who holds the fire and know that every moment of this journey is working for your good. You are being shaped into a vessel of honor, equipped to carry the blessings and purpose God has ordained for your life. Hold on, chosen one, for the power of God within you is greater than anything you face, and His plans for you are far beyond what you could ever imagine. Let us pray together. Heavenly Father, Almighty Creator of heaven and earth, we come before you with hearts full of reverence. You are holy, righteous, and sovereign over all. We call upon your presence in this moment, asking you to move mightily in our lives. Lord, we are in the midst of a test that feels overwhelming, stretching us to our limits. But we declare today that we will not face this test in our own strength. We call upon you, the God who strengthens the weary and increases the power of the weak. Father, refine us in this fire. Strip away every fear, doubt, pride, and unbelief. Shape us into vessels of honor, ready to carry the weight of your glory. We declare that this test is not the end. It is the beginning of our breakthrough. You are opening doors that no one can shut and making ways where there seem to be none. Chains are breaking, strongholds are falling, and miracles are being released. Lord, bless every person connected to this message. Surround them with your favor, protect them from the enemy, and pour out blessings they cannot contain. Let this season of testing prepare them for a season of victory. In Jesus' mighty name, we pray. Amen. If this message has stirred something deep within you, don't let this moment pass. Take a bold step of faith and declare in the comments, "Jesus, I surrender myself to you." This is not just a statement. It is a proclamation of trust, faith, and your commitment to stepping into the destiny God has prepared for you. Your words have power, and this simple act of surrender can mark the beginning of a life-changing journey. We also invite you to join us in spreading God's truth and hope to others. By liking, sharing, and subscribing to this channel, you're not just supporting a mission, you're sowing seeds into the kingdom of God. Every act of engagement helps carry this message to hearts that desperately need to hear it, transforming lives and igniting faith around the world. Your partnership in this mission matters more than you know. Chosen one. Remember this: your wilderness is not your destination. It is the pathway to your promise. God is working in you, refining you, and preparing you for something greater. Pass this test and step boldly into the fullness of your divine destiny. Heaven is cheering you on, and the world is waiting for you to rise. Thank you for being part of this journey and for standing with us in faith. Together, we are spreading hope, sharing truth, and building a legacy for God's glory. Your breakthrough is near. Keep going, and trust that God's promises will never fail. Stay connected and let's continue this journey of faith together.